And good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome to today's episode of Law News and Laughter. Well, it's been a hell of a week as we have been following the case of XXX Tentacion, and so I haven't been doing the usual news coverage. I haven't actually bothered to go back and look at all of the news items for the last week, but there's certainly some interesting ones today. For example, just recently, Alec Baldwin has decided that the enhancement charge for the Rust killing is unconstitutional. On top of that, Kanye has a bit of an update in relation to his burger, and a mum has slammed a school for an 11-year-old's pig drawing. Guess what made it inappropriate? So, let's get stuck into it, people. Welcome to Law News and Laughter. On this channel, we look at legal cases and concepts, world domination, news, and just generally shoot the breeze. We don't give any legal advice, but we can answer questions and hopefully point you in the right direction. We do not shy away from the topics that so if necessary, put on your big kid pants, have a cup of concrete and pull up a chair. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to us on Facebook, Twitter or via email, and all complaints can be directed to our complaints department. Make sure you smash the like and subscribe buttons, and now let's get into it. Alright, so as I said, it has been a hell of a week, and hopefully I haven't dissuaded or discouraged too many of the usual loyal viewers, because let's face it, admittedly, whilst it is a much better trial than the murder trial, it has been some boring content at different times, and I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. So let's actually get stuck into some of the usual stuff and see exactly how we can make up for that, shall we? So, to start off with, I can see... Oh, in the chat we already have Tina Reynolds. Hello. Andrew46 and 2. Hello. Sean's happy because he's got his Kanye update. Better than you stay. Ask me again tomorrow. Yeah, I can understand that. I too feel like my eyes are falling out of my head. Also, just so that anyone is aware, I have been playing Hogwarts Legacy. Not going to stream it. But yes, I have been enjoying the game. So, feel free to put me on that damn list, people. Hey, it's the Hayden. Hey, it's the Meatwad. How you doing? Wonder how late he'll be today. It was a couple of minutes. Who's going to watch the Super Bowl tomorrow? I would say most people, wouldn't they? Someone help me. My husband's holding the TV hostage with college basketball. Thank God I have my phone and AirPods. Aussie Overlaw'd to the rescue. Well, happy to be of assistance, Caitlin. Jason J, hello. Malia Carr, good to see you. Cynic, tired bogan noises. Don't even start with me. Andrea Pasca, hello. Paxa, sorry. Like the video for Hayden before he gets here. Give him a good viewer like ratio to start with his day. Caitlin, that's very sweet. I really appreciate that. D-Way, hello. Mimi, good to see you. Aaron Morgan, yikes. Have an 18 and a 17-year-old no rent if in education. Once they stop, then they contribute from their wages. Yeah, thought I'd start things off with a little bit of a spicy poll because I've seen a few things floating around on, TikTok and YouTube and whatever else. The one that struck me was that there's a video of, like, it was quite clearly made up, but it was a mother demanding $700 in rent from her 18-year-old who basically had just decided to start going to college, and the daughter decided that she would be better off sleeping in her car and, sharing at the Y and using Wi-Fi and internet from like a local cafe and all that sort of stuff. Because why should she be disadvantaged to that point where, $700 a month is a lot of money for someone that's working a part-time job and going to college? And it sort of resonated with me. I myself had a job fairly early on, I can't remember the exact age, working as a trolley collector at a local supermarket. So, personally, I feel like if the children are in education, if they're doing higher education, or even if they're still in high school, that, the whole trying to take advantage of your children, I think that's a little bit much, frankly, is my own personal opinion. Kids should already have a job by the time they hit 18. Absolutely. Supposed to have a job the day I turned 16, had to pay for car, gas, insurance. My sister is 22, lives rent-free in my mum's basement with all of her things paid for, so to each their own. That sucks. Not gonna lie. The Murdoch trial is so boring. Well, I heard the things got a little bit spicier, but yeah, there's a reason I'm not covering it anymore. Let's face it. Haven't dissuaded me. I'm glad you're happy back and energetic for what Monday brings. Well, I'm sorry. That was like ending Friday with that was just had me laughing so hard. Oh crap. Stopping by to smash the like and say, hey, spending some time with the wife this evening. See you all later. No worries, just cause. Have a good night. And say hi to the wife for me. Need to teach kids economics of being an adult as soon as possible. Okay. $700 will get you a whole apartment for yourself in most places. Yeah. 57, never watched a boring Super Bowl, so boring. Rather skin some Super Bowl armchair court. Lenach, I am concerned about you, I'm not going to lie. Still so high, those cookies were intense. Climb to the top ropes and body slam that like button. Yes, please do. Phone so hard to tag, but happy we're all here together. Yep. On behalf of Caitlin, I'd like to welcome everybody here and say hello because she's struggling to do it herself because of the college basketball. So, is there anything else that I missed there? Not been here for a while because I've been watching the Murdoch trial. Good to see you, Hayden. Emma, you're missing out. I can honestly say of the two trials, the XXX Tentacion, when I can actually pronounce his name right, is so much better. It's spicy. We've had witness intimidation in the courthouse. We've had a defense attorney get his ass handed to him because he blew open a door on something that the court specifically said that was supposed to stay out, that the prosecution was not allowed to talk about. And because his dickhead kept pushing and pushing and pushing, the witness blew everything open wide in court. And the judge is like, oh yeah, you have to ignore everything that guy just said in relation to the other two suspects and defendants. Like, I loved it. Got a joint you're saving for the stream. Okay. Anyone not wasting time watching the Super Bowl tomorrow? Okay. I remember making $4.75 an hour when I started working and I was 14. Had to pay rent and for the food I ate. Jesus. I don't really care if someone that I use in my contacts is on TikTok. We'll watch the halftime and commercials and the cheerleaders. Tried watching Murdo with rackets and couldn't. Oh, really? So even with rackets in the panel, it was too painful? That sucks. It's the 3 years of my life. I've got to catch up on that. Not 3 years, 3 weeks. Oh, look, even if so, it's only really the last 3 days, because before that, there was nothing really better to watch. But starting with the trial coverage on day 2, so like Tuesday, I covered over the witnesses that were there on day 1. It's really yesterday and the day before were the 2 really good days. Trial sounds exciting. We'll have to watch on the replay crew. Oh, honestly. The witness okay, for anyone that has not seen the trial coverage, okay, I'll give you a brief rundown. Triple X Tentacion was a rapper who, for anyone that doesn't know who he was a platinum rapper. Supposedly he had some sort of beef with Drake, like to the point where one of the defense attorneys has subpoenaed Drake to attend for a deposition. And if he doesn't attend for deposition, he's going to be held in contempt on the 27th of February. So that will be interesting to see where that goes. Point is, he went to a bank. He tried to pull $250,000 out so that he could go to a motorcycle store. Don't know why you need that much. The store doesn't sell anything more than, say, 30-odd thousand. Call it 35, 40, including sales tax and whatnot. He goes in with $50,000. He's looking around. 4 guys follow him, pull into the car park. 2 of them get out, go into the store, check out, make sure that he's there. One of them is the state's star witness, who we affectionately call Cheeseburger. He has basically decided that he'll plead to second-degree murder and testify against everybody else. Stitches get stitches, y'all. From there, they've gone out, waited across the street as Triple X is pulling out of the car park. They block it. Like straight across his car, they block it. Two of them jump out. One's got a .22 rifle, the other one's got a handgun. Guy with the .22 rifle goes to the driver's side window, is like holding him up there. Triple X's uncle, who was supposed to be there for his safety while he was doing this, gets out of the passenger side, legs it, like faster than Usain Bolt, runs off, and leaves him there to die. Because the guy with the .22 shoots him, and the other guy runs around, steals the bag that's got the 50k in it. They both get back in the car, they drive off, they're in a car accident, and yeah, so it all gets a little bit interesting. Let's not call him Triple X, he's not Vin Diesel. It's a hell of a lot easier than pronouncing that fucking French word, though. And I refuse to call him Temptation, which is what it translates to. She's married to you, obviously she's used to being annoyed. Oh, shit. Personal responsibility is never too early to teach. The way you teach is your right as a parent. That's my official pre-joint answer now, BRB. It's funny how many people complain about the Murdoch trial and say they're quitting it, but then go on other channels to stream. Just can't stand the pain. For 300 viewers. Yeah, well. Good to know. Catching up in the last 2 days then? I would. I'm not... Okay. I had the TMZ moment. So from the Depp trial with the TMZ lawyer, like Larry in the background going, I had that moment. You got the weed cookie from Cheeseburger. Oh, there you go. Only makes watching the trial funny. She gets really into it. Okay. Platinum rapper. I think this says a whole lot about the genre and consumers if he hit platinum. Yeah. Oh, I doubt Drake had anything to do with it either. It's just so funny that that Dick was trying to hem Cheeseburger in with that line of questioning. I guarantee that's where he was going. That he was trying to say that this person is so powerful and whatnot that you were frightened for your life. Why is that? Why were you so afraid? Because they're gang members? Oh, shit. That was so funny. They were calling him Triple X in court. So the defense left Friday wanting to self-delete. Oh, dude, honestly. Like I said, there is no way in hell after that day that the three of those defense attorneys were not in a room somewhere screaming at each other. Temptation in French is spelt temptation, so that's bollocks. Oh, there you go. Oh, it's Spanish, is it? Okay. Because that's how it's spelt. Is it's XXX and then that spelling. Okay. Well, slightly embarrassing was one of my favorite. Fuck you, Val. Who came up with Dickless trying to bring in Drake? Oh, yeah, alright, Marty. Jesus Christ. You want a cookie? Sounds like you already had one. Alright. Okay. Well, yes, so that's the week that has been for me anyways, covering that. So let's get stuck into some more rapper news, shall we? US rapper Ye's legal battle with Melbourne burger joint on ice, according to the court. A legal stoush between American rapper Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, and a local Melbourne burger joint appears to have hit a roadblock after the artist stopped talking to his Australian lawyers. Ye filed a lawsuit against Ivanhoe Restaurant College Dropout Burgers. Easily one of the best burgers I've ever had, I'm not going to lie. And owner Mark El-Khoury in October last year, alleging the business had engaged in misleading and deceptive conduct. In the court documents attained by NCA Newswire, Ye's lawyer Bill Ladis has accused the business of profiting off the rapper's fame. According to College Dropout Burgers lawyers Craig Smith, Ye has stopped talking to his Australian representatives. Oh, for God's sakes. The claim alleges College Dropout Burgers infringed on Ye's trade indicia by using names, logos, and promotional material associated with the rapper. I'll be clear, I attended that place. It's very clear to start with, yes, they probably were. They used him as a lot of inspiration for that. But given that his face has been sandblasted off the wall and they're taking the piss now, he needs to just drop it. Members of the Australian public, the case alleges, would expect the restaurant's products to have had sponsorship or approval of Ye. At the time, maybe. But now they're literally just taking the piss. Like, they're making fun of him to the point where it's very clear that he doesn't sponsor it or support it. His legal team has taken issue with the business's name, referencing their client's album, The College Dropout. So fucking what? So what? I'm sorry. Is now, hang on. Is Madonna allowed to sue Trojan for any references to Like a Virgin? Like, seriously. College Dropout's use of the cartoon bear also allegedly infringes on Ye's Dropout bear, featured on album covers and in a music video. I still call bullshit on that, frankly. Whilst the bear is mildly, like, cute, it's like, yeah, no. Reactions were hilarious. Been happy watching the replay. Have you got your show? Thank you. Burger on ice doesn't sound good. People do drop out. Damn straight. Should have just reacted one way or another. This is going to hurt business, I bet. I'm not so sure. Like, okay. The claim seeks a court order preventing the restaurant from referencing the rapper. There's no more, like, aside from the name of the business, there's no references to him. I mean, yes, there's the College Dropout Burger. Congratulations. I want to drop out. Australia should sue Ye, fuck it, in a class action for stealing y'all's drop bags. Chicken, mate. That could work. Got the Aussie in there. I want to drop out burger now. I'm not even in Oz. It was a really good burger, I'm not going to lie. He sold more than 140 million records internationally and is one of the best-selling artists of all times, the document says. That's really fucking embarrassing for the human race, I'm just saying. Ye has suffered and will continue to suffer loss and damage. Get fucked. I'm sorry. The only way that he's continuing to suffer any form of loss and damage is the fact that he keeps bringing this up. My cat always starts screaming at me when he hears Hayden. Interesting. What can I say? I have that effect on the pussies. Lawsuit alleges numerous legal threats were made prior to the launching of the court action, but the company failed to act. Yeah, that's from June 2022. That's not there anymore. In a response filed before the federal court in November, lawyers acting for College Dropout Burgers and Mr. El-Khoury deny the material used infringed on Ye's trademark. I would consider it to be substantial, like, of significant difference to the point where it is not infringing on anything. I would call it parody at this stage. They said that the company had used various disclaimers on its website and social media stating that they had no association with Ye and were inspired by him. The College Dropout Burgers name references the College Dropout Burgers trademark name references both Ye's first album as well as our origins as a business that started on a university campus here in Melbourne. We pay homage to him with the name of some of our dishes, but of course have no association with our business. On Friday, the federal court heard Ye had not taken any further action since initially filing the suit and had stopped engaging with his Australian lawyers. Mr. El Khoury's lawyer, Craig Smith's senior counsel, flagged that they would seek for the case to be dismissed. The matter will return to court on March 3. Hey, greedy bloke. If I were Ye, I would find it funny they weren't getting any money that he would otherwise get, so why not help? Because he's a dick. And that's my own personal opinion, can't you? Alright. Okay. The Holy Grail. Gold Coast man catches huge barramundi after a shark chase. A man has caught a huge barramundi, which a bull shark was trying to eat when he was fishing along the Gold Coast River. Ryan Selvey, 21, was fishing along the Nerang River near Bond University when he reeled in the 129 centimetre catch. Hang on, let me do the conversion for you. 50 inches. Just shy of 51 inches. Selvey said he thought it was that he saw two huge barra, but discovered it was something else once he took a closer look. Damn, that's a big barra. That's when I realised there was a metre shark roughing it up, trying to bite it. The barra was quite big, but the shark, quite a bit bigger than the shark, and the shark couldn't get a good bite on it. It actually boosted away from the barra. 9 News Gold Coast weather presenter Luke Bradman said it was the biggest barramundi he'd ever seen. Yeah, it's huge. To get one over a metre long is something people will fly into Australia to do. It's the Holy Grail. Bednam said his 75-year-old father had spent his whole life trying to hook a barramundi over a metre long. Selvey snapped a picture before throwing it back in the river. You shithead. It's already got damage to it. Why the hell would you not just cook that up? The fillets on that. Don't forget Kanye West is or was a member of the Ascension cult. Okay. Holy crap, it's a big fish. It's a big fish. Been playing that wizard game. That's fine, X-Comer. I was up quite late doing that myself, so. $4'3". Have to watch the replay as I'm on call at the moment. Yeah, no worries, dog. Yes, I got both. Thank you for letting me. Thank you for suggesting that. We'll call magic. I'll have a look at that, and yeah, that may go somewhere. We'll have a look. You mean fillet? What? No, it's a fish fillet. It's a fillet. God, you guys and your pronunciation shit, I swear to God. Drive away, no more to pay. Rogue tenants swindle thousands from landlords while living rent-free. Of course they do. A Melbourne landlord has lost over $16,000 in rent and almost had his home repossessed by the bank after one of his tenants failed to pay rent on the lease for his property for over 209 days. If you didn't take action within 209 days, that's on you, buddy. Wayne Seng, the president of the Chinese Precinct Chamber of Commerce, is one of hundreds of Australian property owners who have fallen victim to rogue renters. The self-employed real estate agent is now sharing his experience to show how a minority of tenants are using unlawful tactics to get away with living in a leased property for months rent-free. Ooh, thank you for the super sticker. In February last year, Mr. Sang approved for 2 tenants to rent his South Bank apartment in Melbourne with little sign of any red flags. The couple happily paid the bond plus the first month's rent, supplied identity documents, were willing to be in photos, approved they were given the keys, and kept up to date with rent for 4 months. The tenants looked after the apartment well and were well-mannered, he told news.com.au, suggesting there was little to worry about. But a property inspection in the middle of July indicated things were taking a turn, with the tenants failing to pay the rent of $2,400 due for the month. Hang on. $600 a week for an apartment in Melbourne? After sending email reminders and providing a rental summary to the couple, Mr. Singh lodged a notice to vacate the apartment in line with Victorian landlord and tenancy laws. The notice to vacate was issued on the 29th of July last year, and with the rent 14 days in arrears. 2 months on, the couple had failed to leave the property and were weeks behind on rent payments. As a result, he applied to have the case heard at the Victorian Civil and Administrative Tribunal. The hearing took place in late October, 100 days after the last time they had paid him rent. Both parties were able to come to an agreement on a payment plan. However, his hopes of receiving over 3 months worth of rent owed were short-lived when they didn't pay the first instalment on the due date. I sent a lot of emails and phone calls to VCAT for repossession immediately. I'm sure you did. Mrs. Singh said with the aim of reinstating the case. In the meantime, I also received a letter from my broker that I had missed 3 months of my mortgage repayments and had been notified the bank was progressing the process of seeking repossession of the property. The hearing was finally scheduled for December 16, but with the tenants failing to show up and the tribunal closed over the Christmas and New Year period, a second hearing to vacate the tenants wasn't held until January 27. Today, he's owed more than $16,490. He doubts he'll receive a single cent back because he has no information on where the tenants have moved to. All the tenants have lost is the bond. Without their new address, there's no further way you can chase the missing rent. Even if you did know, you have to apply through the Magistrates Court to first survey their assets and then apply to seize their assets. Well, yeah, that's attachment of earnings. That's how it works. Hey, Kaiser, how you doing? This month I paid $150 more for my apartment. It's tough. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. The way that the property market is at the moment is going to be interesting. Okay. Perth man accused of having 2 wives. An Australian man has been charged with the rare offence of bigamy after allegedly having 2 wives at the same time. A West Australian man has been charged over allegations he tried to marry 3 women at once. Why? Why would you do that to yourself? The 48-year-old's first wife, who lives somewhere off the east coast of Australia, allegedly tipped the police off after she contacted the second wife on social media and exposed his alleged duplicity. The man was preparing to marry his second wife in July 2020 when he allegedly declared on a marriage application that he had never been validly married. He also signed a formal declaration of no legal impediment to marriage. However, police will allege that he was still married to his first wife and would not file for divorce until a year later, in September 21. Okay, that... snitched on by your own wife. Could you imagine the nagging? I'd rather not think about it. Serious mental health issues is a shame. Should have just moved to Dubai. In November last year, the man married a third woman and again allegedly declared he had never been validly married. However, the man also had already separated from his second wife 2 months earlier in September 22. So the guy clearly just doesn't like the paperwork. Like this is more of a beat up though, because clearly he's actually separated from each of the individuals before he's gone to tie the knot. But I mean, seriously. Australian Federal Police began investigating the allegations after the man's first wife contacted the second wife on social media. Investigations have found the second marriage was not considered valid in Australia because he was allegedly still married to his first wife. As he had divorced his first wife before the third marriage and the second marriage was invalid, there are no allegations of bigamy in relation to the third marriage. Boy got off on a technicality. However, in the lead up to the third marriage, the man allegedly submitted another form saying he was never validly married and signed a formal declaration of no legal impediment. Okay. Clearly a nice Mormon boy. How can he be allegedly married? Well, I mean, if the marriage itself isn't legally valid, then it's only an alleged marriage as opposed to a legal marriage. Can they enforce bigamy laws if they're not legal marriages, but just religious marriages? That's actually a damn good question. I've never bothered to look into that. I would say it's whether or not it falls under the definition of marriage under the Marriage Act. So, look, potentially. This type of deception and offending has long-lasting and negative real-life impacts on the victims and families involved, and the AFP will ensure allegations like this are fully investigated, he said. The South Guildford resident was arrested on Thursday. He was charged with bigamy, which has a maximum of 5 years imprisonment, and making false declarations on legal documents. He's been refused bail and is expected to appear in Perth Magistrate Court on Friday. Oh, crap. Oh, went too far. Google hit with a $140 billion loss after AI chatbot's wrong answer. Yes, Kaiser. He's a masochist. That's not me wife. This is me wife. Google's much-hyped new AI chatbot tool, Bard, which is yet to be released to the public, is already been called out for an inaccurate response it produced during a demo this week. Also, thank you very much to the 21 of you watching over on Rumble. I very much appreciate that. But if you wouldn't mind actually just hitting that like button, that'd be hugely appreciated. There's 22 of you, so you know, if another 14 of you could hit that button, that'd be great. In the demo, which was posted by Google on Twitter, a user asks Bard, "What new discoveries from the James Webb Space Telescope can I tell my 9-year-old about?" Bard responds with a series of bullet points, including one that read, "JWST took the very first pictures of a planet outside of our own solar system." According to NASA, however, the first image showing an exoplanet, or a planet beyond our solar system, was actually taken by the European Southern Observatory's Very Large Telescope nearly 2 decades ago in 2004. Shares for Google's parent Alphabet fell as much as 8%, equivalent to about $140 billion in midday trading on Wednesday, after the inaccurate response from Bard was first reported by Reuters. Imagine having a computer cost you $140 billion. Good God. Got a bumper sticker saying the other wife's a wife. Bard's blunder highlights the challenge for Google as it races to integrate the same AI technology that underpins Microsoft-backed ChatGPT into its core search engine. In trying to keep pace with what some think could be a radical change spurred by controversial AI, in how people search online, Google now risks upending its search engine's reputation for servicing reliable information. Are we really saying that Google always supplies reliable information? Yeah, I don't know. Like ChatGPT, Bard is built on a large language model which is trained on vast troves of data online in order to generate compelling responses to user prompts. Experts have long warned that these tools have the potential to spread inaccurate information. No shit, Sherlock. Also, in case anyone cares, a third Chinese spy balloon's been spotted over Canada. I think they're trolling the Americans. I thought there was already a third one, so is this a fourth, or is this... Interesting. Google supplies information paid by the government. Dryer on the seat, you can just use toilet paper. Mainly got it. Cold toilet seats are the worst. Also, seat lid opens and closes itself, which is nice. Damn, Mimi. Okay, fair enough. In an apparent attempt to address the concern, Google previously said Bard would first be opened to trusted testers this week, with plans to make it available to the public in coming weeks. This highlights the importance of rigorous testing processes, something we're kicking off this week with our trusted tester program. A Google spokesperson told CNN in a statement, yeah, so they're covering themselves up. They're covering their own asses. Would love to be in a poly relationship. I would text her, girl, come get your man. I have enough strong opinions in my life with my wife, her sister, her mum, my mum, and my grandmother. Fair enough. We'll combine external feedback with our own internal testing to make sure Bard's responses meet a high bar for quality, safety, and groundedness in real-world information. Google unveiled Bard earlier in the week as part of an apparent bid to compete with the viral success of ChatGPT, which has been used to generate essays, song lyrics, and responses to questions that one might previously have searched for on Google. ChatGPT's meteoric rise in popularity has reportedly prompted Google's management to declare a code red on the search in this situation for its search product. Thank you, Winter Soldier. I appreciate that. Smash the like button like Tim Pool wishes he could smash Eliza. Actually, the reason for the inaccuracies in ChatGPT is it's being trained by woke morons who keep intervening, which is why Bing is entirely useless now and can't find any search results. That doesn't shock me. Dim Fool's already smashed. Yeah, look, I'm avoiding talking about that cow bag. There you go, Steph. I stole it. So, unfortunately, Google Bard will also be as equally bad because Google is probably more woke. Just got an alert. NORAD shot down whatever it was over Canada. Interesting. On Wednesday, Google held an event in its Paris office where the tech giant detailed plans to use AI technology to radically change how people search for information online. Google's event came one day after rival Microsoft announced a revamped version of Bing, powered by a more advanced version of the AI used by ChatGPT. Why can't they just let Bing die a painless death? They just need to can it. In the presentation, Google executives teased plans to use the technology to offer more complex and controversial responses to queries, including providing bullet points ticking off the best times of the year to see various constellations, and also offering pros and cons for buying an electric vehicle. Just Bing it, bro. I'll be right. The executive said AI technology would pave the way for the next frontier for information products. Yeah. You guys been behaving? Absolutely not, Jude. Absolutely not. Mum slams school for calling 11-year-old's pig drawing inappropriate. A mum has slammed her 11-year-old daughter's school for saying her drawing of a cartoon pig was inappropriate. This is a little bit funny. Hang on. Do you think we could convince it to answer as different races, like the Dan mode? Give us an answer in all racial stereotypes. We'll tell its name in the name of equity or something. Excoma, you have homework. An American mum has slammed her 11-year-old daughter's school for saying that a cartoon drawing was inappropriate. As reported by The Sun, teachers accused the youngster of drawing male genitalia on a pig, her mother said. However, the inappropriate sketch was done on the pig's neck because it was supposed to be a bow tie. A young boy in the Year 6 class pointed out the accessory resembled something entirely different. Well, that's on him and his parents. This prompted the teacher to remove Miss Carter's daughter's artwork from her and report it to the headmaster. Oh, fucking hell.
Objection.
Bacon. All these spy balloons and unidentified objects. I feel like we need to refresh memory and rewatch Red Dawn. Shit. Swayze and Sheen version. The remake sucks. Miss Carter from Michigan took to TikTok to vent about the alleged incident and ask others what their thoughts on the drawing were. Get ready to clutch your pearls, ladies. Because there it is. A bow tie. Why does that keep jumping? The teacher told me my daughter had drawn something inappropriate in art class, she said, explaining the situation, and that a little boy had come up to her and made her aware that he thought my daughter drew boy parts on her pig project. So she went over and asked my daughter for all of her papers, to which my daughter kind of nervously laughed. According to Miss Carter, the teacher had heard the young girl telling other kids in her class to shush. Well, it's because someone probably actually raised it with her after she drew it, and she's like, oh yeah. Oops. Oh yeah, the little turd's a rat. He's probably the teacher's pet. Either that, or he was the other. he was the other way, because there's a school in Scotland that's had to ban Valentine's Day because a 6-year-old told his teacher that he would plough her into next Tuesday. So they banned Valentine's Day for the entire school. Good on you, champ. So this was so cute. Snitches get stitches and no bitches. Oh, the humanity won't. Someone please think of the children. The black dot there means it's a cancer patient too. What? Okay. Bet she was embarrassed and telling him to shush and stop teasing her. Probably. Average Scottish child. Also, guys, I'm seeing a lot of new names in chat. If you wouldn't mind just hitting the subscribe button, I could really use the sub count. Canada shot down one found in their airspace. Well, I should hope so. Wanted to play my math teacher, massive boobs. But were they real? Or is this like the shop teacher? I'll be very soon be too pissed to be responsible for my comments, so this is an advanced apology. Oh, good, Emma. Trust me, if I could drink right now, I would be. I'm not Obama. Liked and subscribed. Lovely. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Children can sometimes draw innocent things and not know that's lewd. Absolutely. And sometimes kids say the funniest things. Hell no, she was all natty. Okay. Initially when I read that, I thought you said she was all nutty. And I was like, yeah, that might be the problem. According to Miss Carter, my daughter told the teacher right away that she drew a bow tie, she continued. The teacher proceeded to take all of her papers from her and then said she had to give my daughter give my daughter's project to the vice principal of the school to handle it. A few days later, she rocked up to the school and was sat down with the teacher in question and a social worker.
Holy shit!
Really? They pull in a social worker for this shit? I will not hit the subscribe button as I would unsubscribe. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. A retired elementary school teacher and seen funny drawings and heard hilarious things from the students. Why involve the government? Tell me about it. It's ridiculous. Once handed the art project, the mum couldn't believe the drawing that had caused so much commotion. I literally slammed my hand down on the table and I said, to be completely frank with you, I am pissed. Like, why are we all sitting here right now? Why was there such a big deal made out of this? It's a fucking bow tie. Good on ya, mum. The teacher and social worker alleged to Miss Carter that the school's headmaster told them to write her up as soon as he saw the drawing. The headmaster was then brought into the meeting, who maintained that the drawing was not of a bow tie. His reasoning was, a bow tie is a bow. He proceeds to tell me that this time he won't give my daughter a write-up, she said, but he was going to put her artwork into a folder in case any future instances come up where she's inappropriate. Oh, get fucked, you piece of shit. She is 6 years old. Like, no, you know what? You deserve one of these. You deserve... Fuck, where is it? No, it's missing. There it is. You deserve this.
Fuck you!
What a dick. My daughter has never been inappropriate. She's never even talked about boy parts or girl parts. The story has gone viral since Miss Carter shared it on TikTok with her calling for the support for the journey profound. She wants to make sure something similar never happens again and that the school remove any strikes against her daughter's name. As well she fucking well should. Oh, I had that one open for Kinky Corner last week and I didn't actually read it. I should open that. People are so dumb. Ugh, tell me about it. Six-year-old was on vacation when we got back in the car eating. He said out of nowhere, "Delicious bitches." We almost died laughing. What state did this occur in? Michigan. This was Michigan, I believe. I'm just going to double check so that I'm not slandering an entire state. Michigan, there it is. Because we all know Michigan's full of little bitches. Child services too busy dealing with accidental lewd drawings while ignoring drug-addicted parents neglecting the kids. Yeah. A folder. I know, right? Told the girl, you suck, in a trans teacher's class. He tried to get me expelled and got in-class suspension for a week. Holy shit. Keeping a file. Got suspended or sent home hundreds of times throughout elementary school for all kinds of shenanigans. As well you should. Kids should be able to be kids. Not put on a fucking file. What the fuck was that shit? Question why the little boy automatically saw boy parts. Actually, that's a damn good question. Colonel Sanders would beg to differ on the tie. Boy parts or girl parts. Oh my god. 2 more violations. We're locking up the 6-year-old. For context, a 6-year-old is in what? First grade? Let's see. 5-year-old here goes into kinder. So yes, first grade would be my assumption, Robin. Not making me want to have a kid at all. Like, good God. Michigan's basically Canada. I was over at a friend's house one day and a 4-year-old daughter came out of her bedroom with something purple hanging out of her mouth. Oh, good God. I know where that's going, Maddie. Oh, nope. Shot they didn't insinuate she was wanting to be a boy. No wonder the pig is smiling. He's hung like a horse. Well, remember, people, in order to be comparable to being hung like a horse, a bloke only needs to be 4 inches long. Like, body to weight ratio. Sorry, body to size ratio, I should say. Not all of us, Aiden. No, I know, not all of you, AP. Just this dickhead. Michigan's starting to be bullshit because of lefty lunatics. Callie moving in. Yeah. PE teacher was about to fight the student. Oh, God. Worse in Canada, or at least worse than Canada in the early 2000s when I got away with accidentally breaking the entire school board's file service by putting folders in folders. Let kids be kids, absolutely. Valentine's Day, I once took a girl on had a very much a crush on, a very cute Valentine's Day present. She gave me a hug and we both got after school detention. Oh, God, it's like that school that's banned any and all fucking, like, well, I mean, they banned fucking, but they banned any and all physical contact. No high fives, no handshakes, no hugging, no nothing. It's ridiculous. This is a pic that Mummy saves for blackmail in the future, according to Winter Soldier. Now I see a tie. Now every time I see a tie, it's going to be something lewd. That pig has its peen in the wrong place. Asking for a big favour. Anyone who prays to any deity, the grumpy old guy who lives below me, has deemed to have terminal cancer, brain, lung, and stomach, but looks and feels fine. Digger, I'm not quite sure what to say to that. Like, is he a nice person, or is he, like, grumpy, so you're praying for it to... No, I'm not even going there, I'm not. Guy's saying something other than the now bow tie. It's like the ink block test for the teacher. The artist of the damn pig says it's a bow tie, so it's a bow tie. Yeah. Turns out on Windows XP, if you put a folder within a folder dozens of times, it will break a file server. Pig is built weird. When do they start putting balls under the chin? What kind of school doesn't allow physical contact? One that's... Jesus Christ, Marty. Like, that actually gave me pause in. Looks like an upside-down lighthouse. Yeah, with some shrubs. Yeah, I can see that. Public schools basically lefty indoctrination prison these days. Oh, God. So I'm never really having kids anyways, but I'd rather have my kid live with me at my house than have them running around outside, being at much bigger risk ending up like pimped or some shit. When is a tie just a tie, Sigmund Freud? Jeff Bezos' rocket. Is that an alien pig, a Balchinian? If your 6-year-old hands you your drawing of a cat and it looks like a dick, tell her it's a beautiful cat, move on. What's wrong with people? Exactly. Consider adopting a kid because they need a family. Oh, that's nice. What an absolute joke. Like, that honestly, that's just pathetic. And then, okay. US mum claims son was suspended from school over OnlyFans page. I'm pretty sure this is a different one. Mother's been left humiliated after a 7-year-old son... Yeah, she was the one that was banned from school. So she's suing. But that's different. Mother's been left humiliated after a 7-year-old son was suspended from school due to her racy side job. Sarah Blake Cheek was reported to Orange County Public Schools, Florida, for her OnlyFans page after it was discovered by parents. Karen, how was it discovered? In turn, Sarah was forced to homeschool her son after the school principal forced the child to leave. She told The Star, "They never gave a reason or responded to us. I just wanted to talk to the principal and hold her accountable for not being able to do a job without bias solely based on what a kid deserves without involving his parent. They just graduated him out and we homeschooled to make up for the time missed, and now he's enrolled at another public school." Her public outcry follows another mum who was banned from volunteering at the same school because she had an OnlyFans account. How many parents are having to do OnlyFans to pay these school fees? As a result, Victoria Treese has filed a lawsuit against Orange County Public Schools. The single mother spent more than 5 years volunteering at her boys' school before a concerned parent sent an email to the principal about her day job. She was then told to quit her volunteering job. Victoria told the Washington Post the most exciting part of being a mum was being involved in their lives. You know what the hilarious thing is? Thanks to all these OnlyFans things, I could potentially sign up for these and claim it as a tax write-off because I talk about them on stream. Thank you, tax code. Like, this is just fucking pathetic. I mean, I'd call her a solid 7.5, frankly. That's all I wanted for my kids. Congratulations. The mum of two is now being backed by Sarah, who's found herself in a similar situation. Sarah said, "When Victoria's story hit, I messaged her because she found a lawyer willing to take on an OnlyFans case. I had a similar situation for being banned from my kids' football organisations because I did OnlyFans. I wasn't allowed to bring them to practice, watch the games, or have any communication with the coaches. How the fuck does what someone does in their private time have any sort of implication for the school? I'm sorry. It is none of their goddamn business." So you get a large property in the middle of nowhere, let the kids go running outside, just make sure you get a few alpacas to fight off wolves and other predators. I'd love if my hot teacher had OnlyFans. TV show called I'm Sorry or something like that. Handles very similar situation. Very funny, the show. One dad found it. I can't remember. What's more concerning is Riley Reid has a kid now, and that kid will probably be the next Nicholas Cruz, but more degenerate. Oh, Jesus. Don't prostitutes usually get their kids taken away until they can get a real job? I fucking hope not. That's pathetic. just FYI, they're fake. What if the parent is an adult movie star or a former one? I don't think that has any sort of impact on the child whatsoever. I don't believe that the school should be intervening at all. It's none of their goddamn business. Oh my god, that woman is nude under her clothes, can't have her around. Exactly. OnlyFans is about to unionise. Again, porn leading the way. A sixth form married my history teacher? Shit. Oh, apparently Indigo Luna's made an OnlyFans. There you go. She's going to be banned from the school. Alpacas are actually very good for fighting off wolves, coyotes, since they for some reason are terrified of alpacas and they spit. Interesting. So what punishment did the parent that found the OnlyFans page get? It's okay to look at the page just having one. Love how OnlyFans tried to rebrand as an alternative to Patreon, but we all still associate it with cam girls. Well, that's where they're the people that make the most money on it, let's be honest. They erased me from my kids' lives and humiliated me for what I did in my private by exposing that secret. Well, I mean, it shouldn't even really need to be a secret, frankly. My son was even suspended from school, and in trying to communicate with the principal, she refused to talk to me or give a reason as to why he was being treated badly, simply because I did OnlyFans. It is unjust and awful. The 31-year-old claimed it was wrong because all they were doing was providing their children with a better life. Having your rights as a mother taken away by someone else for providing is unimaginably the worst feeling in the world. I hope Victoria gets justice for us all. Another woman said that she too was bullied by fellow mums after they discovered her account. Well, that you kind of expect. But as far as I'm concerned, the school shouldn't be intervening, because as far as I'm concerned, particularly if it's public school, that's an extension of the government and they shouldn't be interfering. Trigger warning. Man sentenced to 10 years in jail over bashing a 5-year-old boy in Sydney's southwest. A man has been given a 10-year prison sentence for the assault of a 5-year-old who suffered traumatic brain injury, fractured ribs, and skin injuries, including burns and cuts. Fucking hell. The 22-year-old man appeared at Parramatta District Court on Friday via audio-visual link and was sentenced to a non-parole period of 7 years and 6 months. Are you fucking kidding me? He suffered a traumatic brain injury. There's likely going to be repercussions for that for the rest of the kid's life. And he got 7 years? Pled guilty to the charges of grievous bodily harm to a person with intent and assault occasioning occasioning bodily harm. I can't get my words out. He's 5. The man was arrested on August 28, 2020, after emergency services attended at the home in Cabramatta in Sydney's southwest following reports of an assault. The court heard the man got married in June 2018 when he was 18, and that by 2020 he was having an extramarital affair with the 31-year-old mother of the child. While he didn't live with her full-time, the court heard that as of March 2020, the boy referred to him by the Vietnamese word for dad. Between August 22 and 28, the boyfriend assaulted the boy using his hands, arms, and a broomstick with the intent to cause grievous bodily harm, according to Judge Andrew Colfax. The man was arrested on Friday, 28 August, and the boy was taken to Liverpool Hospital and later transferred to the Children's Hospital at Westmead, where he remained for 2 months. No, I'm playing it. Trigger warning, folks. For the record, I'm only going to start. I'm only playing that for the people that I think are like just the scum of the earth. He suffered extensive injuries, including a traumatic brain injury, which caused various neurological defects. The police found the mother in the bathroom. She was holding the boy in her arms. He was visibly bruised and cut. His eyes were open, but he appeared semi-conscious. A sheet on the mattress of the room was covered in splintered wood from the items such as the wooden broomstick. Through your counsel's written submissions, you have expressly admitted that the injuries involved the use of that broomstick. The police found the boy's blood on the sheets, on the mattress, on the walls of the room, and on the walls. A blanket with his blood was found in the laundry, and a top sheet and pillowcases also with blood on them were found outside in an outside bin. When handing down the sentence, Judge Colfax took the man's background into account, including him being sexually abused by his aunt, who was his caretaker when he came to Australia as a teenager. Who the fuck cares? However, they also heard that the offender lacked remorse. I'm not satisfied that you were genuinely remorseful for your offending and evaluate your process of rehabilitation as guarded. So if you know that the rehabilitation is unlikely, why the fuck did you only give him a 7-year non-parole period? Like, are you actually kidding me? Will be eligible for parole on February 27, 2028. Actually, you know, I don't know that I want to do that one right now. I need a palate cleanser. Shit, I don't have any funny stuff open. What am I doing here? Shoot him in a spy balloon. Do a silly thing, Hayden, please. Yeah, give me a second. Hang on. Surely there's got to be something. How did I not think to include any palette cleansers today? I feel so stupid. Harley Davidson from 1908 becomes a pricey spike at an auction. How do you guys have so many emu escapes? I'm sorry. Flightless giant gets loose in Massachusetts. Like, seriously. Thought emus were supposed to be our problem. The worst things that South Park has put Butters through. Son excludes mum from wedding as she's not good enough, so parents sell his house. Okay. Eerie abandoned judge's mansion full of secrets from suicide to corruption. Ooh. Alright, let's have a look at this. Woman declared dead at New York care center found breathing at a funeral home. The incident comes just a few weeks after a resident in an Iowa care home was pronounced dead and put in a body bag before being found alive at the Academy Funeral Home and Crematorium. We love importing exotic animals to North America and accidentally releasing them. It's our culture. An investigation has been launched after an 82-year-old woman was pronounced dead at a New York nursing home, only to be found breathing 3 hours later at the funeral home. The woman was said to be dead at Water's Edge Rehab and Nursing Center at Port Jefferson on Long Island at 11:15 a.m. on Saturday. Suffolk County Police said the woman, whose name has not been released, was taken to the O.B. Davis Funeral Homes at Miller Place at approximately 1:30 p.m. She was just discovered breathing at 2:09 p.m. She was in the body bag for over a half hour. Is this good news or bad news? I'd say the family probably consider it good news. She was taken to the hospital and no update was on her condition was available last Monday. The State Attorney General and Health Department are investigating. Comes just weeks after the care home in Iowa was fined $10,000 over a similar episode. Authorities said that a 66-year-old woman was declared dead on January 3 at the Glen Oaks Alzheimer's Special Care Center in Urbandale, where she was receiving hospice care. The woman was placed in a body bag and taken to the Ankeny Funeral Home and Crematory, where workers found she was breathing and called 911. She was returned to the hospice care where she died on January 5. I'm sorry, I know I shouldn't be laughing at that, but come on. They took her back and then she died 2 days later. Oh, fuck. She's dead again. Are we sure this time? Oh. Apparently Tron is now using drug-sniffing squirrels. KFC's giving out free buckets. Ooh. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Yeah. A squad of drug-sniffing squirrels is in training to join China's police. Of course. No, he's dead until a woman did. Okay. How does it happen multiple times at the same nursing home? What the hell? It's a good question. It's a damn good question. Am I going to hell for laughing? I'll save you a seat, Mads. Don't stress. I bet they were very sure she was actually dead that time. Hospice got a redo. Yep. Ew. Was she a zombie? How many people does this almost dead then finish them off? So no one or concern. Need help. Got 3060 for my parents' new PC, but I'm unable. But after using Stable Diffusion on my 970, kind of wanting to just put the 3060 in and order another one. Okay, Glitterfup. Do your parents know that you've already received the 3060? Unknown death is why in the 1800s people were buried with a bell attached to their coffin so you could ring it if you're accidentally buried alive, which has actually happened. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, that terrifies me. I'm not sure what's worse, waking up in the coffin as you're being cremated or waking up 6 foot under. Squirrel! Bomb detecting rats, so drug detecting squirrels isn't so far-fetched. No, that's very true. Still hilarious, though. China are better off training panda bears as bears have a sense of smell 1,000 times stronger than a bloodhound. Drug sniffing squirrels versus drug sniffing dogs. What could go wrong? Too much wine. Hayden speaks so fast. Sorry, Emma. It's for their PC. I went and picked it up today for them. Yes, but do they know? Is the thing. Do they know that you have it in your possession? That's why the Shroots put bullets through the coffins at the funerals. The 360 is on back order. Exactly. Still waiting for a cooler. Someone make an Asian squirrel meme, please. How about this? Give them the 3060, you buy a 16 gigabyte Arc A770, much better stable diffusion performance. Okay. Do the squirrels get little badges? Yeah, and hats made out of acorn tops. So I can't believe the 3080 is better specs than the current gen of graphics. Yes, they handed it to me. Ooh, then tell them you're running benchmarks on it. Tell them that you've put it in your PC to run some benchmarks on it, and then just make sure you express order another one. We all know the Chinese ain't using drug-sniffing dogs. Okay. The newest prospective members of an anti-drug police squad are discreet, quick, and agile. Once they're fully trained, they could be deployed at large, complex sites such as logistics warehouses to uncover drugs that may remain hidden there. Okay. Did the trailer to Cocaine Bear not teach us anything? I'm sorry, I kind of feel like a bunch of squirrels high on cocaine would be just as disastrous. Drug-sniffing gerbils would be effective at catching mules. Cocaine squirrels. Yep. These are not elite narcotic officers. They are squirrels. Squirrels! This week, a police unit in southwestern China said it had successfully trained 6 Eurasian red squirrels to sniff out drugs as part of a national initiative to test the use of animals other than dogs in drug-busting operations. Don't put the drugs in your pants. No, otherwise the squirrels will go looking for nuts. So, US police arrest man charged over missing monkey at Dallas Zoo. Birth, death, and surprise romance inside the circle of life at Auckland Zoo. Ugh. Yin Jing, a police dog handler in Chongqing, China. Chongqing. Please, we know all the donuts. Where all the donuts in China go. To Chongqing. Imagine a bunch of squirrels getting arrested. Yep. Afraid they might start getting a bit squirrely. Yeah. Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you, Matty. That the Cocaine Bear movie looks really good. To the point that, like, that may actually get me to go back to the movies for once. A hilarious small town in northern Canada who had a problem with bears as well as illegal large-scale weed outdoor grows in Crown-owned land trained grizzly bears to smell weed and rampage the plants. Really? That's okay. He's assigned to train the squirrels in the anti-narcotics squad, and he told state media on Monday local time that the squirrels have done an excellent job in drug detection exercises so far. Yes, but is this legitimate, or is this just making sure that he doesn't get disappeared? However, it'll probably be a while before the squirrels are deployed to actual drug busts, he said in an interview on Thursday. News of the squirrel squad's existence spread quickly in China. One video posted by the People's Daily, the official publication of the CCP, appeared to show the squirrels sniffing various surfaces and darting between obstacles during lab tests, and went viral on Weibo, the popular microblogging site. Yin told the state-run outlet, Chongqing Daily, on Monday that training the squad was a culmination of years of research. They hid it in rice bags. People are going to go see it to watch a bear live through his cocoa trip, but that bit's probably going to last like 5 minutes and the rest is going to be drama. Well... These squirrels have a rather keen sense of smell, he said. Well, I guarantee he didn't say that. Adding that the rodents were trained to indicate through scratching whether they detected drugs on a surface. Squirrels and other rodents are good at drug detection because they have the ability to pass through nooks and crannies in compact spaces and to sniff out drugs hidden inside tightly packaged parcels. What? We got a Chinese food supplier down the road called Choki Chines Foods. Makes me chuckle every time I say it. God damn it, greedy bloke. More than 139 billion parcels were collected and delivered in China in 2022, according to the State Post Bureau. And authorities have reported recent cases where drugs were sent via post and masqueraded as tea or other legal products to avoid detection. What the hell is that? UK man builds unique squirrel feeder, including a piano and a flying plane. Okay, well, we're looking at that. Dogs don't run up trees. Might be hard to retrieve these squirrels. I wonder if you snort it, the squirrels would rip off your nose. Ooh. Still, this squad was the first because it took the police years to be confident that they were correctly training the rodents for these kinds of operations. Our techniques in training rodents was not mature enough before. Oh my god. Oh, how much more of this is it? Oh, fuck that. No, I'm not reading all that. I want to watch this video. Man makes hilarious, unique feeders for squirrels in his garden. Yeah, okay. Someone's got way too much time on his hands. Well, that's actually ridiculously cute. Oh, he sells them all on eBay. Look at that. Did you want to alert breeding grinder? Oh, God. Okay. Alright, that's enough of that. We gotta get back onto the depressing shit. 14s have been charged in a vicious beating of Adriana Cooch before the 14-year-old's suicide. 4 teenage girls have been charged in the savage beating that family members said drove a 14-year-old girl from the US to take her own life. The arrests were all in the state of New Jersey. One teen is charged with aggravated assault, another with harassment, and 2 others with conspiracy to commit aggravated assault, according to Ocean County prosecutor Bradley D. Billheimer. Billheimer. Each juvenile and their guardian will serve with a copy of the complaint and are released pending future court appearances, he said. The teens' names have not been released. 4 girls were previously suspended from the Central Regional High School in Berkeley, New Jersey, and charged with 3rd-degree felony assault, and a 4th was charged with disorderly conduct. The group was seen on a video ruthlessly attacking Adriana in a school hallway as she was walking with her boyfriend on February 1. Her assailants threw a drink at her, kicked her, punched her, dragged her down the hallway, then pushed her into lockers, pulled her hair, and hit her with a 240ml water bottle as onlookers laughed. "That's what you get, you stupid bitch," one person can be heard yelling in the 20-second clip. According to her father, one of the girls who recorded the assault sent her a text message mocking her for being covered in dripping blood and getting her ass whooped. She took her own life inside the closet of her Berkeley home hours after the message was delivered. They used the video to continue to harass and intimidate her and make fun of her, he said to the Post on Friday. The father believes his daughter's suicide was fueled by the brutal bullying, which continued even after her death. One of the teen girls involved in the attack has been posting disrespectful Snapchat posts in the last few days, he alleged. Other parents have claimed that bullying is a pervasive issue at the Central Regional High School. One parent who said her daughter was jumped by students despite looking towards staff for help launched a change.org petition to stop the violence at the school and has garnered over 8,300 signatures. More than 200 students protested outside the school on Friday over the district's alleged failure to act, and the school did not call the police or ambulance after her assault, despite her father's claim that she blacked out and was covered in bruises. You've got to be fucking shitting me. School chief stunningly victim blames the bullied 14-year-old girl who took her own life, blaming it on drug use and dad's affair. Technically matters, but you get insurance. Okay. Oh, that's stuff about the drug stuff. Bullying and assault are two different things? Yes. Kids listen to drill rappers dissing their dead ops constantly, so it's surprisingly just acting like they're idols. School officials are bully. What the fuck is wrong with people? Let's find out. He smeared her family. He also violated their privacy by releasing information. Oh, okay. 14. Emma, she was 14. Not reporting, not getting assistance, and victim blaming. Big lawsuit win. We can only hope. School chief has smeared a 14-year-old student who took her own life, claiming the teen used drugs and her father's affair led to her turmoil. Oh, okay, so we actually have images. Okay, so people are clearly protesting. Oh, okay, is that the same thing just on loop? Why? How is this a minute long? Yeah, they're just putting it on loop. Okay, that's just annoying. Who the fuck decided to do that? A senior school staff member shifted blame for the tragic suicide of a 14-year-old girl, Adriana Kush's death, onto the bullied teen and her devastated dad, claiming the youngster used drugs and that her father's affair led to her inner turmoil. When asked what school service was provided to Adriana before she took her own life days after she was beaten at school, how the fuck do I pronounce that? Triantaphilos Palapanades, who is a superintendent who managed a number of schools in the areas, babbled on about the grieving family's private pain to the New York Post reports. Her father was having an affair at the end of her 6th grade. Her father married the woman he had an affair with and moved her into the house. He said, whose patch covers Adriana's Central Regional High School in Berkeley, New Jersey, which he wrote in an email to the Daily Mail. Her grades and choices declined in 6th and 8th grade. Are you fucking kidding me? You're blaming the father's affair that happened 2 years prior to all this shit. Are you serious? We offered her rehab and mental health services on 5 occasions, but the father refused every time. Okay, not gonna lie. Getting up an excuse for not keeping our children safe. Why was the affair in quotation marks? Probably, it may well not have actually been an affair. I mean, for all we know, maybe mum and dad were split up. We don't know. You pronounce it former superintendent. The trouble is, Migraine, we probably don't. This is the victim. Yeah. This is the photo of the 14-year-old girl that took her own life. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Generally, in my opinion, if you're, like, doing drugs to the point where you're in a bad way, you generally don't look like this. Homeschool your kids. Maybe they should give the bullies counselling. Oh, as if that's going to fucking happen. Beautiful girl, it's a shame. The administrator then sunk deeper into the dark revelation, claiming the alleged affair played a role in the death of her birth mum. We tried helping her several times, but the mother's suicide was a major reason she started making poor choices. Adriana took her own life in a closet 2 days after the video was posted online of a group of girls attacking her in a school hallway on February 1, hitting her with a water bottle and taunting her as she walked with her boyfriend. The superintendent's comment came after he appeared to defend the school and possibly the bullies that beat her in a Facebook post. There are 2 sides to every story, and when was the last time you were at Central? He said, responding after an angry parent said he'd never send his children to the school following the brutal bullying. Adriana's heartbroken dad denied drug counselling was offered to his daughter, who she said had been merely experimenting with a weed vape like plenty of other teenagers her age. He's pretty much blaming her, he told the Post in response to the superintendent's statements. My daughter was attacked in your school and you did nothing, and now you want to blame this on everyone else except yourself because you failed and you suck at your job. You should probably resign and maybe even become a greeter at Walmart. I don't give a shit, he fumed. The father told the Post that Mr. Palpalandis, was showboating for the media and insisted the tragic death of Adriana's mum was unrelated to his daughter's suicide. Okay. So yeah. The mother committed suicide. Dad moved on. That's not an affair. I mean, again, we don't know all the details. Maybe she was still alive when it started, whatever. Point is, mum's out of the picture as bad as that sounds. And this is 2 years after dad has gotten with someone else. He violated the Family Education Rights Privacy Act by releasing the information to the Daily Mail. When I was young, it was basically a bit the same, like I got bullied and looked at my teacher waiting for her to react, and she just in the corner of her eyes. Her arms crossed, said nothing, and me like crying. Doing drugs, aka got caught smoking weed at school, I assume, if he's even telling the truth. Well, from the sounds of it, she had a weed vape, but whether or not she got caught at school, we'll never know. It's almost like it's on your child not to get bullied. Often the counselling given through school is actually worse and can make matters worse in our experience. Bullies are also the ones that promote anti-bullying. You counsel bullies by standing your ground and beating them. That's what I did. Oh, good on your AP. Sure, there's a side that supports beating the girl and putting it on TikTok. Sure. Poor guy getting blamed for his own daughter's death by people who were responsible for protecting her while she was at school. If mum committed suicide, she was at greater risk of the same. Two choices, really. Bully or be bullied. It's the sound of this crap. Adriana's mother passing 7 years ago has nothing to do with why she's passed now. One thing has nothing to do with the other. She passed 7 years prior. And the bitch-ass superintendent's going, oh, he had an affair. Does it saying, thank fuck mine, I've left school? Yeah, we're putting kids on report for piggy pics. Yeah, let's juxtapose this, people. Shall we? Where'd it go? Kid now has a file because of this picture. Shit, I lost the other one. This dickhead blames this girl for being bullied for taking her own life. Are you fucking kidding me? Middle school, this person tried to bully, end up he regret after scared was looked funny. Okay. I was never beat up in school, but I wonder what would happen if I was. It seems to have a lot to the zoomies. And he's saying he had an affair. That makes me so mad. Yeah. Worst part about the restriction on his passport. Okay. Oh, a bow tie. It's a bow and a tie. So I need to get Megan Fox, not that one, on this case, take that guy down. Actually, that's a damn good point. Jesus Christ. Where was I? I was further down than that. Past 7 years ago, one thing has nothing to do with the other. Mr. Cooch said he met with the superintendent on Monday, but the superintendent declined to discuss the events leading to her death, insisted instead that they talk about his son Ethan's integration back into school. Fuck off! That kid should be nowhere near that district. Are you fucking kidding me? I said, I'm not fucking here to talk about my son Ethan. My daughter is dead. Why the fuck would I talk about him right now? The father, who had previously criticised school officials for failing to protect his daughter, acknowledged the teen's mother had battled addiction and died tragically in 2015. Earlier this week, the superintendent defended the school's decision not to call police after she was beaten, saying it was against school policy and insisting the bullies involved were suspended and would have suffered a double whammy if the educators called the cops. So let them suffer the fucking double whammy! Are you fucking kidding me? Fucking piece of shit cunt. Yeah, I'd say it's closer to attempted murder. I would. The school was absolutely protecting the bullies. You know what? Fuck it. Someone asked what color they were. I'm looking at the video. Where the fuck is the video?
Classrooms for the sidewalks. They're trying to stop bullying now. A week ago, a teen from Central Regional High School in Berkeley took her own life. Her family says she was bullied for years and assaulted inside the school. News 12 New Jersey's Jim Murdoch outside Central Regional High School with the very latest for this afternoon on this story. Jim.
We want to start with a warning. This report will talk about teen suicide, but it's a discussion dozens of these student protesters behind me want to happen. It comes after a video showing the girl being assaulted in school circulated on social media. One day later, she took her own life. 14-year-old Adriana Kush jumped inside a hallway at Central Regional High School.
Okay, I'm going purely off the color of the hands because obviously they are blurring the footage for the faces and whatnot.
14-year-old Adriana Kush jumped inside a hallway.
Students in Ocean
County. For fuck's sake! Just pause, you little bitch. They were white. Point is, they were white.
After a video showing the girl being assaulted in school circulated on social media, one day later, she took her own life.
White. That's the victim there.
14-year-old Adriana.
Yep, all three of them. All three of them are white. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to let that video play through.
Adriana Kush jumped inside a hallway at Central Regional High School. The video posted publicly to social media.
No, it's not bullying.
The next day, the dirt bike riding, nature and animal loving girl, known as Sissy to her family and Age to her friends, took her life.
Someone had to die for you guys to finally step up because this is what you guys are doing. None of you guys showed up.
Nearly a week later, dozens of students decided to take their fight against bullying public and no longer stay silent.
It took a life, like a whole person, for them to be like, we care and we hear you, but you didn't hear us before she was dead.
Adriana's father tells News 12 he never knew the scope of the bullying against his daughter until it was too late. Meanwhile, these students and some parents say the school did nothing when past reports of bullying surfaced.
My daughter was bullied last year, kicked, punched, stabbed with pencils. I came here, I wrote letters, I demanded meetings, I filed police reports, I contacted the superintendent. Nothing changed.
I don't feel like they're doing anything to stop it. I don't feel like there's going to be no change at all. Like, I just feel like as if like they're acting like they care, but in the end, I really don't think they do.
Following the attack, police were not called to the school. The superintendent says that's policy here at Central Regional.
The police report was done. We normally just suspend. If a parent wants to press charges, they can with the police, but we're not going to double whammy a kid where they're suspended and then, you know, police charges as well.
Oh, get fucked, you piece of shit. That was not bullying. If that had happened outside of the school, on any other place, they would have been charged with aggravated assault, potentially attempted murder, depending exactly how bad her injuries were. You are nothing but a greasy fucking politician who's trying to cover his own ass. You know, no, you're not a fucking politician. You're a fucking government employee. Which is... clearly an ideologue. Doesn't want to double whammy them, piece of shit. There should still be criminal prosecution. There abso-fucking-lutely should be. It's on camera. Can you all say assault? Mm-hmm. Remember, it's a crime to keep your kids out of state's hands.
News 12 has confirmed the 4 people seen in the video attacking Adriana have been charged by police, 3 of them with third-degree felony assault, and 1 with disorderly conduct.
You can be arrested and suspended. It's not a double whammy. No, it's not. Absolutely, it's not. And as far as I'm concerned, those charges are
this morning,
light.
Ocean County Prosecutor Bradley Billheimer stopped by the student protest. He thanked them for raising awareness against bullying and welcomed them to a meeting tomorrow at his office. He also extended that invitation to any student across the county who feels they've been bullied. Meanwhile, services for Adriana, public services, scheduled for Friday evening. We're in Berkeley. Jim Murdoch, News.
Supposed to be adults in charge, the adults are criminally responsible. Kids at this school should be scared that the same thing happens to them, right? Because if they go through the same thing as the girl, nothing will be done to help them. Mm-hmm. It's like saying if I assault one of my employees and it's a double whammy to be fired and arrested. Yeah. When you're under arrest, you're suspended anyway. Hey, Rabbit. Guys, I know that one got a little bit under my collar. And probably not the best look for me. So... that was just... You have the non-blurred video. Can you send it? Absolutely. Teachers are scared to do anything when someone's being assaulted. Yeah, which is... like, it's so disgustingly pathetic. 4 New Jersey teens charged with attacking 14-year-old who later died of suicide. Mm-hmm. Worst part is she didn't feel like her dad could help. No more rage mode, we getting old. Always been the biggest kid in school. I've had my share of bullying. That was assault. Camera girl was also charged. Good. It's called righteous indignation. It's perfectly acceptable to feel in this case. All that ran through my head when I watched that footage was, what if that was my daughter? What if that was either of my siblings? No one will be expelled. The No Child Left Behind policies. Right, with that, everything you said, I'm sure most of us feel the same way, especially when you have kids. Yeah. Don't care what the kids have done in public schools because they get money for butts in seats. It's the first saying when I first heard about it. I have 5 girls, and anyone that treated them like that would be leaving in a box. So. Thank you to the 99 of you watching on YouTube. Very much appreciate that. As well as the... How many? 38 of you watching on Rumble. Wow. Big crowd today. Hey guys, where the fuck the rest of you been for the trial? Protest bullying that they caused. Such a humble brag. Yeah, no, it's way past bullying. That was definitely assault and battery. If you let that kind of madness go on in your household, Child Protective Services will have a word with you, yet the school gets to still have kids on the premises. Yeah. Bullying won't be addressed until we call it what it is. It's harassment. 1 charged with aggravated assault, 2 charged with conspiracy to commit aggravated assault, 1 charged with harassment. Those are such... The one with... Yes, okay, 1's been charged with aggravated assault. The rest of them, that is such a light charge for what's happened. My son's been bullied but afraid to hit and push back because the school says that's not allowed. Call the school and said in my house my kids are allowed to defend themselves. So if he is hit, he... Shit, it's jumped. Hey, Vices. You're up against a lot of Hogwarts streams at the moment. Probably should have streamed that last night. For anyone keeping track, I'm officially at level 6 and I'm in Ravenclaw. Call it bullying because it's children in school. When you're an adult, it's harassment. Just 12 years ago, we had community showers, no locks on lockers. Nobody would steal cell phones. Yeah, the world is a changing place, unfortunately. Been waiting for the good stuff in the murder trial. Yeah, I'll keep waiting. Someone claiming they're raising awareness for something we already know exists is insulting. I suppose that's one way of looking at it, yeah. I watched a girl get beat unconscious with a stapler by another girl. She was obviously arrested. I should damn well hope so. Third year of high school, the school's population went from 80% white to 30% white, 50% Muslim, and 20% a mixture of others. That 50% Muslim happened... Once that 50% Muslim happened, bullying stopped as people got jumped. Conspiracy to commit assault is probably just a misdemeanor. It depends on the area. Michelle Carter, the 23-year-old convicted of manslaughter for encouraging her boyfriend to commit suicide, only served 15 months. Got so many Ravenclaws representing. Love it. Let's not glorify self-help, self-forever sleep by fully transferring responsibility for the self-forever sleep away from the person who did it. Oh, no, absolutely. Self-deleting is not anything that anyone should ever consider. It is a long-term solution to a short-term problem, or what should be a short-term problem. And, of course, if at any point you ever need any assistance, call Lifeline, Kids Helpline. Any number of resources are out there. Hell, if you get to the point, just dial 911. Or 000, I should say. Missed 1 day of trial, for fuck's sake. Said I was sorry. You damn well should say you're sorry, Darren. You missed an awesome day. Haven't really done a deep dive on the schools in a minute. Fair enough. Hey, Tigarigo, how you doing? We have 5 times as many applicants for homeschooling pods than we can take. You're a Slytherin who couldn't have guessed it. Daughter's bullied for years in secondary school. Did nothing, as parents totally helpless, meeting after meeting. Your partner's gonna go buy the game now. what was that? 3 years ago, a student threatened to kill my autistic son and beat him. Cops in school know I own guns, and they were told I'll never be found guilty if it happens again. Haven't seen the kid since. Not that I'm in any way glorifying threats of violence. Would never do that. Well, so worried for her, but she worked out everything out. It was only 8% of her entire life. I must have skipped something there. Sorry, Aaron. Massachusetts South Hadley, they tried to try 5 teens for murder because a girl was bullied to death. There's actually a term for it, bullside. Jesus. Hayden, where the fuck were you guys? Chat. Grounds. I don't even have that on my board anymore. Beaten up and bullied by a group of kids because of my size and afraid of hurting others, so I know that feeling of helplessness. It's a really good single-player game. It's been a while since there's been one. That is true. Can you imagine what's going to happen if they open up to multiplayer, though? Pretty sure she was actually scared the next step was her getting murdered by them, though. That may well have been what was running through her head. It may well have been what she was afraid of, and she decided that it wasn't worth, and that life wasn't worth living, which is never the case. My sister, who's 8 years younger than me, was bullied at her school every day. When I went to visit, my mum said, "Can you come with me to fry her?" Well, they see me, and let's just say that was the end of that. 10 months ago, teenage girls beat to death an elderly homeless man in Toronto. One has been released on bail. Oh, yeah, that's that one. They beat him to death. Yeah, we covered that. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, and I don't want to be racist. Yes, we've covered that recently because the details were released. I think it was either last week or the week before. We went over the case. After the incident standoff near where the school between the police and a pissed-off older brother with a machete causing a 2-hour lockdown, bullying stopped pretty fast. Yeah, I can understand that. What's that, Boots? I was bullied once. I beat him with a hockey stick after. Funny thing is, he left me alone after that. In multiplayer, Sorcerer's getting teabagged. Commit crime, protest a crime, so virtuose, so Instagrammable. Well, there is that, too. No, Ravenhood, no, it wasn't about it whether or not it was because I couldn't remember his name and I didn't want to randomly throw out names and be racist in that instance. Hello, Nando's man bun, how you doing? So many people admitting to assault in this chat. Yeah, it's fine. I'm pretty sure at this stage everyone's out of the statute of limitations. Yes. Yep. We covered it. Need some Quidditch matches. They'd need to fix it. You know what? I would like to see the Quidditch matches updated and taken from the original Sorcerer's Stone game. I actually really enjoyed that when it came out originally on the PC. I think if they did it like that, it could be good. There's a difference between bullying and battery. Bullying builds character, teaches life skills. Physical harm should never be tolerated. No, I agree with you on that, Jim. I do think that a certain amount of character building is necessary so that we don't end up with a whole bunch of snowflakes that require multiple cups of metaphorical concrete in order to get through life. But what was done to this girl does not rise to the level of bullying. It was far worse than that. I've never assaulted anyone. Y'all are a violent bunch. That's okay. We all love you. We love you all the same. So, Brother was bullied freshman year of high school. My senior self slammed the kid into a wall. Wouldn't talk to my bro anymore and averted his eyes when he saw me. The scary thing is that a lot of the time that is all that is needed. Like, not the slamming into the wall, but sometimes all they need is to be confronted about it. And learn that, you know, they're not the biggest kid in the school anymore, or they're not the highest rung on the ladder or the totem pole or whatever, however else you want to put it. But I think we need to learn more social, emotional stuff in school and teach acceptance more. Are you reading for Volk at UFC 284 tonight? I didn't even know that there was a UFC tonight. Social media's made bullying 24/7 for kids these days. It's different. Yeah. While admitting to assault, I threw a kid down 2 flights of stairs after he took a kid with muscular dystrophy's crutches. I was about to kick his face when the assistant stopped me. Damn. Never started fights in school, but I finished them. Bullies back off when you fight back. For the most part, yes, Kaiser. These days, though, they may come back with 3 or 4 others and a couple of switchblades. So, not the biggest fish in the pond. Yeah. Chat woke up and chose violence. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Where are we? We did the drug sniffing squirrels, dual citizens. Okay. Young homeowners about to be hurt the most by the rising interest rate rises. A cruel twist of fate. In a cruel twist of fate, it's young Australians who have recently bought their first homes who are expected to struggle the most as rates continue to rise. Meanwhile, boomers are expected to glide through the tougher economic environment the least affected. Who's fucking shocked? Because it's not like everything in the last 6 months has been geared towards making sure that investors and the boomer generation manage to just continue to glide through life. On Tuesday, the Reserve Bank of Australia hiked the official cash rate by 25 basis points to 3.35%, the 9th rise since May last year. The rate has jumped 325 basis points in just 279 days, rendering it the fastest and longest rate hiking cycle on record. Yep. Many Australian homeowners are struggling to stay afloat as new analysis emerges on who will be hit the hardest. The people who are going to feel it the most are recent first home buyers who are typically in their 30s and have the longest run on their mortgage. The cohorts who purchased properties more than 3 years ago will have a smaller mortgage, and they will be well on their way back to paying it back. So the interest payment impact will be smaller. The final bunch, who are neutral or may even be gaining, who do not have a mortgage and have savings in the bank, are likely to be the old people still working or retirees. No shit. Carlos Cacho, an economist at the investment bank Jarden, told Australian Financial Review, analysis revealed about 80% of the $200 billion in excess savings accumulated during the pandemic is held by households with people over the age of 55. I thought COVID was supposed to wipe out the people over the age of 55. This is in no way medical information. Always consult your doctor before you succumb to old age. Got bullied and I'm a snowflake. Nobody ever told me how to defend myself. Just been roaming around trying to do my best. No, fair enough. Importantly, 35 to 44-year-olds households are the cohort most impacted by the rising rate rises, given higher debt levels, and have seen no net increase in deposits since 2018, leaving them little buffer to maintain consumption in the face of rising mortgage repayments. Ray White, chief economist. Since when does a real estate agency need a chief economist? Nerida Conisbee told News Corp Australia first home buyer areas with house and land packages would be experiencing the most stress from rising interest rates. It's so stressful at the moment when the average mortgage repayments up $1,000 a month since the increases started. Analysis from comparison website Kenstar found that the average Australian on a $500,000 mortgage, their monthly repayment will now jump by $969 per month, or $11,628 per year, if banks pass on the rate rises announced this month. Have I seen Sam Smith's latest outfit? No, I'm steering clear of he/they, them/ whatever the fuck. Good thing about having millennial friends is you don't have to explain the humor. Reserve Bank of Australia Governor Philip Lowe hinted that this wouldn't be the last rate rise of the year. He acknowledged that inflation is moderating in response to lower energy prices, the resolution of supply chain issues, and the tightening of monetary policy. It will be some time, though, before inflation is back in target rates. The outlook for the global economy remains subdued, with below-average growth expected this year and next. He also warned of uncertainty to come and said that the current inflation levels were worryingly below the RBA goal. The board recognises that monetary policy operates with a lag and that the full effect of cumulative increase in interest rates is yet to be felt in mortgage repayments. There is uncertainty around the timing and the extent of the expected slowdown in household spending. The board's priority is to return inflation to target. Oh, good fucking on ya. Sam Smith had so much potential, but he sold his soul to the woke. Why did you post it in the Discord? Now, am I going to need eye bleach? Oh my god. And I guarantee that's not even his final form. Like, what the fuck even is that? Like, that... It's a latex dominatrix outfit that's had an air compressor shoved up its ass. Anyway. New study says that eating less can dramatically cut your risk of dying young. No shit. Okay, where's this one? Sahar won a scholarship to study law at uni, but then the Australian government stepped in. When the refugee reached 18 and left high school, her right to earn a degree was suddenly withdrawn. When the email arrived, everything changed. Congratulations, you have been. The rest of the words swam away through tears. After the confusion of being forced to flee a violent homeland as a child, after the trauma of 5 years held on Nauru, Sahar Galsemi had been accepted into university in Australia. She would study law on a full scholarship. I was sitting here crying my eyes out because I had achieved something for myself, she says. I had been allowed to. It was the greatest feeling. Oh my god, the Australian Guide to Legal Citation. That thing was the bane of my existence for 4 years at uni. As a refugee, I'd always been made to feel I couldn't do things. The things that other people were allowed to achieve. They weren't for me. So for me to be accepted to university, it was everything. I fought for my future. I couldn't stop crying. But after 7 weeks at university in the first semester of 2022, the best days of her life, she said, the Australian government, without warning, rescinded her right to study. She was forced to quit, her university required to disenroll her, and she was never allowed back. Tried to make me feel like I was not human. Okay, interesting. It's treated as a don't ask, don't tell situation. I'll leave it at that. I don't know. I don't know that I'll be... I still feel like I need the eye bleach after that. It's inflation. 2022 to 2023's men's fashion, everyone? Nope. Not a chance. I thought that Harry Styles wearing a dress was bad. Well, this channel does not give legal, medical, or financial advice. This channel is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Yes, and for God's sakes, people, if I do entertain you, throw the odd super chat away. I mean, I'm, just like, don't get me wrong, I love doing this for you guys, but I don't want to have to go full vices and do like a fuck it drinking stream, Not Obama, Harry Styles can pull off a dress. Oh, in 100 years, I'll make movies about the 21st century where everyone dressed like that. God, I hope not. I'll give you a like. How about that? That'll work. Thank you. Okay, what was I? Through a smuggling network, she was 9 when her family, her mother, father, and younger sister were forced to escape their homeland of Iran, fleeing religious persecution. They were left with almost nothing, a home, savings, and community all hurriedly abandoned. Through a smuggling network, they found their way onto a boat from Indonesia to Australia. After 3 days at sea, it arrived off Christmas Island late on 18 July 2023. The next morning, they were brought ashore on the very day the Australian government changed its laws, proclaiming that all boat arrivals would be sent offshore and would never settle in Australia. Her family was the first sent to the now reconstituted offshore detention centre on Nauru. They took away my name in that place, she said. I was just a boat number, TIB012. They tried to make me feel like I was not human. To this day, I still have a fear that they're going to send me back. Terry's gone for dinner. Fair enough. Take it back. Just refresh my memory. Harry is cute in a dress. Kind of sounds like a refugee is making demands on a country that was gracious enough to let her in. This is entitled Delusion in a Nutshell. Thank you, Caitlin. I appreciate that. Thank you for your super chat. I'm glad I entertain you. Chat's just trying to rile me up. Then I went off on Sam Smith a few nights back and they're trolling fuckers. Well, that sounds like a you problem, Marty. By the way, I was part of the chat bank. Oh, damn it, I haven't fixed that yet. Okay, I'll remember to fix that tonight. Thank you. The family endured for 5 years, bound by the strict confines of detention and low horizons on the tiny island. She and her sister witnessed fellow refugees kill themselves and other children self-harm. They were abused, threatened, and belittled by guards supposedly to care for them. My children had nothing in that place, said her mother. No clothes, no toys, no education. Guards would follow them around and search them. If my children had a piece of fruit they wanted to take to the tent to eat, it would be taken from them. I tried my best to give them hope. I'm sorry, what? The refugee school on Nauru, the girls' one bright spot amid the barren camp, was shut down. They were too frightened to attend the local school. Why? When I was in the camp, it was always thought someone would come to save us, but they never did. In 2018, the mental and physical health of the whole family was failing. They were moved under the short-lived medevac laws to detention in Brisbane before being allowed to live in the community in Sydney. There, she found school. The transition was difficult. She struggled at her first school, studying in her second language. I had missed so much school all those years. A second school was a better fit for her. I studied and studied and studied. It was really hard. I tried my absolute best. At the end of 2021, she graduated from high school, an achievement she had long believed impossible. She knew she wanted to study law, and she knew why. It was because of what I've been through as a refugee. I knew I wanted to study law so that I can stop it from happening to someone else, so that no one else has to go through what I did. And then the email arrived. Congratulations. Ultimately, she was accepted into 2 universities, and she chose the university in Newcastle, where she would study the Bachelor of Arts and a Bachelor of Law on a full scholarship. Yeah, no advanced placement there at all. There would still be expenses, but her community in Western Sydney and a broader group of allies online rallied and raised $50,000 to support her in her studies. She moved to Newcastle, found digs, bought textbooks, and then she turned up for class. When I went to uni, I forgot about all my other problems. It was the light at the end of my tunnel. I felt so lucky. I felt like the luckiest person on the planet. She didn't tell her classmates about her background as a refugee or her time on Nauru. I wanted to be like every other student, and I didn't miss a single class. Under the Australian migration law, she was deemed a transitionary person, despite living in Australia. Despite living in Australia for nearly 5 years, having built a life in Sydney with friends in the community. There are pathways out of Australia proposed for her family to the US or New Zealand under deals with those governments, but there has been no movement on these after years and no guarantee that they might ever materialise. Saha and Zara both say that they cannot contemplate starting all over again. Government policy states that once a transitionary person reaches 18 and is no longer enrolled in secondary school, their right to study in Australia is withdrawn. So how the hell did she apply to university and get a full scholarship if she had no right to study in Australia anyway? The right to study was rescinded when the family's bridging visa was renewed in April 2022, the final months of the Morrison government. When the new visa arrived and her study rights were removed, her mother kept it from her for weeks. Oh, that's... You think Iran would grant me asylum if I flee Canada? Probably not. Eventually, knowing the new visa was due, she went looking and she found it. For all those years, I had tried to pick up the shattered pieces of myself and put them back together. I instantly felt like I had been shattered all over again. Oh, Dylan, thank you for the Rumble rant over on Rumble for $5. Thank you for entertaining and educating us. Well, thank you. I appreciate that you guys actually get something out of it, so that's the main thing. Part of why I don't have an opinion, I don't know where we stand on this kind of thing right now. Okay. Yes, guys, if there's anyone lurking or just watching, just throw like a wave or even a smiley face or something in the chat. I genuinely do like to acknowledge and appreciate everyone that is just watching, even if you don't generally chat. I just like to be able to say hello. I think the mum keeping the visa from her for a few weeks probably pulled an Elizabeth Warren and claimed a status she did not have. See why her mum hid it, but that sucks. Her mum was trying not to upset her, but it ended up making things worse. Yes. Nojevsky, hello. We'll call Magic, good to see you. US Air Force scrambled a squad of 6 F-22s to intercept the 6th Chinese balloon. Good God. Are you serious? Ginger with a soul, hello. Mad Dog Down Under, hello. AP, no, she was told something is up the government to say not. Okay. Mighty Meat's back, let's hope his phone is safe. Folks will be getting timed out. Kathy Trout, hello. Loka here, but hit the thumbs up button. Lovely, thank you very much for that. Say hi to Hayden. You probably regret saying that at the time I said hi. Can't keep my mouth shut now. Aaron Morgan over on Rumble for $7. Thanks, Hayden. Love your work. Thank you so much, Aaron. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate the chats and the Rumble rants. I really do. Now I feel bad. Story makes no sense. She was attending school when she knew she wasn't allowed. Her mother thought they could get away with it. No, so she thought that she had the right to attend university. So when you get a visa here, it's like a driver's license where it lists what you can and can't, what vehicles you can operate. So, for example, on mine, I've got a condition on there that I'm allowed to drive stick shift, automatic, and it's got my motorcycle registration on there as well. On their visa, it specifically said she had the right to attend school. She probably didn't know that on attaining the age of 18 and no longer being in high school, that she was no longer allowed to study. And at that point, she thinks she has full rights to study. She's applied to university. She's gone through the process. And she obviously hasn't known until April in 22 when the new visa was renewed and the right to study was removed, basically. And it's pretty shithouse. Like, I get why the mum did it. I get why she kept it from her. She didn't want to upset her or whatever. But yeah, it's made it like so much worse. Mother thought they could get away with it, quite probably. Actually thinking about it now that I reread that. Oh, thank you very much for the... Is that a super chat or a super sticker? Antoinette Kilpatrick, I can't actually see anything on that, but thank you very much for the $20. Jeez. Biden's live, going to be back? Okay. Did you start university at 17, then turn 18 while there? It doesn't specify from what I can see. Generally, you're going to be over the age of 18 when you wind up in uni anyway. I mean, I think you can be 17 at uni, but you have to have graduated out of year 12, which is, in my opinion, would be pretty rare. I think it's purely just a case of she had no idea, so she's gone through and applied. Looking forward to being banned. Will you feel better if I take Mighty's wrench away? Didn't she attend school in the 4 months after April for a few weeks until they caught it? Yeah, so she... I think that's on the mum, actually. I think by that stage that the mum had already received the visa but didn't tell her. Hang on, where did it get to? I think she'd been at uni for like 7 weeks, I think they said. Yeah, 7 weeks in the first semester of 2022. So she didn't know until April. The first semester starts in February. So yeah, she would have been. Oh, actually, is it going to be in March? Point is, it looks like for the first the timeline makes sense to me in my head. You were 16 at uni? Jesus. Another reason I'm not commenting, don't understand systems play there. Okay. Still quite upsetting though. Like, I would tell my child, because she could have possibly tried to do some steps to stay and study. Don't know if she can. Most universities have no minimum age, so theoretically you can graduate high school at 14 and then attend college. Wow. Yeah, the mother should have told her. Yeah. Val would feel better if I took Marty's wrench away. Assuming that this was a freshman year that started in September. Oh, yeah, no, our uni years start in January. different schools, different setups. Had a 15-year-old university classmate way back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth. Jesus. Would Mighty Meat still be mighty without a wrench? Let's find out. Oh, shit. What did I get to? Study was rescinded. When the new visa arrived, with the rights removed, kept it from her. Yeah, we did that. Covered that. Moved to tears by the memory. She's bewildered by the capriciousness of the system, the inconsistency with which supposedly rigid policies are applied. There are refugees who arrived with her on the same boat who never spent a day in offshore detention and are living and studying in Australia with full work and study rights. Well, yeah, but their situation could be markedly different from you. Are these individuals from Iran? Are they from other locations? Are they from places where they've arrived illegally, but we actually have treaty extraditions? We have immigration treaties with them. So that. With the stroke, where are we? With the stroke of a pen, someone who doesn't even know me took everything away from me without thinking, without caring. My life became meaningless. I cried and cried until I couldn't cry anymore. That's bullshit. That's evocative language there, but that is complete and utter bullshit. The system was in place. It happens automatically and for a reason. Your parents probably would have been informed of that when you actually arrived here. It's probably just that they either didn't understand at the time or they didn't think that it mattered. One of my classmates was in community college, was 14. He was homeschooled and graduated high school requirements. Huh. Wow. Her case has been the subject of repeated political interventions. The independent Senator David Pocock.
Nice cock.
Raised her plight in the Senate. There was a particular cruelty and injustice to this young woman starting a path to realise her dreams, then having them taken away after everything she had endured. It's not cruelty and injustice that she didn't know that she wasn't entitled to go to university. If anything, that's her parents' ignorance. I'm sorry. That's fucked. Lots of people in Iran who the government wants to kill, and there are a lot of people in Iran who the government doesn't want to kill. Not all Iranians would have the same status. True. Name befitting Pocock. Laurie Index. I think that's a new name too. Hello. This person feels entitled. Pretty sure in the US, you drop out of high school, the colleges in the state have no choice but to accept you. Really? So she's upset that Australia didn't pay to give her a law degree so she could sue them and force them to give away more money to other leeches. That's what it kind of feels like, Jim, yeah. Always lurking while I'm tattooing. Listening to you beats listening to clients. Appreciate your nightly streams. No worries, Vermillionaire. Thank you very much for listening. I hugely appreciate that. Damn it, Rabbit. Rabbit gifting 5 memberships. Oh, one went to Jim, Winter Staley, Switchblade, Disney Nerd 85, and Iowa Not a Vampire. I wholeheartedly agree with that, Laney. Rabbit is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. Also, Rabbit, it's good to have you back. You were missed for the period that you were away. Be forced into remedial classes if you don't meet the standards. Interesting. Should be a mod with a hammer to keep all the other mods in line. Wish I didn't have a conscience. People without conscience seem to get a lot more than people that are honest. Still here, been cooking dinner for the family? Yeah, no worries, Kaiser. What's on the menu? Mods on mods on mods? I'd rather not do that. The Guardian Australia understands that at least 6 Labor MPs have written to the Immigration Minister, Andrew Giles, advocating for her, as has independent Kayla Tink. Amnesty International, Australia's refugee advisor, Dr. Graham Tom, says at minimum her study rights should be restored. Why? What makes her any different to any other individual that came here illegally and was resettled via Nauru? What makes her so special? If you do it for her, you're then going to have to do it and release the details for anyone that's came through that system in that manner. What makes her case so special? Cheeseburgers and cheese fries? Yum. Don't say if people come to your country they should integrate. Isn't becoming a lawyer and going to college a good way to do that? Look, admittedly, Nissa, I think you got me there. And I can admit my own foibles on that. Yeah, I'm also allowed to be a hypocrite. It's my channel, I can do what I want. For a $5 super chat there. Apostle Steve giving a wave. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Made authentic style tacos, rice, beans, creamer, and fresco. Fresco. Weren't any safe countries between Iran and Australia. Seems kind of far away. Every time I see the word cheeseburger, I think of the witness saying he's in a gang. Oh, you're very welcome, Rabbit. It's okay. Sorry, I just did my therapist thing. Point stuff out. No, look, that's fine. And like I said, I can admit where my own opinions on things clash, honestly. And, you know, I may have to give some more serious consideration to this article. I mean, I'm reacting to these things live, guys. We know that my thought processes aren't always thought out. And, you know, look, you're actually not wrong. You're right, okay? Her wanting to come here and integrate into society is an appropriate thing. I think for me, the difference here is that she came here illegally and there's systems set up in place for very specific things. I mean, if the system's actually set up that she's not actually going to stay here in Australia, I can understand why she shouldn't be receiving a full government scholarship. If she's going to be transferred to another country, there's no point in giving her a full university degree if she's then going off to integrate into another country. Kids should not get any golden ticket off the parents' criminal acts like illegals, says Lil Galaxy 56. Kind of, but integrating is a lot more complicated than just getting an education. Been asleep in Great Britain, fair enough. She's not wearing a hijab, so that's a point in her favour cheese dinner. I'm just craving cheeseburgers now. Yeah, actually, so am I. Oh, shit. Actually, how long have I been going? Almost 2.5 hours. Okay. No wonder I'm so lethargic. Forgot to eat. Yeah, well, don't do that. She wasn't planning on integrating. She wanted to change Australia. That's specifically why she wanted a law degree. Yeah, but I'm not going to begrudge her for wanting to try and make things better for the people on Nauru. Like, any Aussie is good for me because I like Natalie Imbruglia, Kylie Minogue, and Chris Hemsworth. Oh, well, there you go. Taxpayers bear the cost, benefits citizens do not get. Well, there is that too. It's my problem with Hondurans and Guatemalans crossing through Mexico. A safe country to claim asylum in the US. Rules like that are made to the lowest common denominator. You can't base sweeping legislation on outliers. Hey, it's my channel. Guys, like I said, I'm human. I'm not infallible. Sometimes I say shit that contradicts shit that I've said before. Is that really what's gonna make you stop watching me? To be fair, at least I can accept and understand when I've made a mistake. Let's face it. Not her choice to come illegally. It's ridiculous that she feels entitled to anything other than deportation when she illegally entered. To demand taxpayer pay for her family's criminal behaviour is absurd. Okay. Make sure I have family living in the country. Well. From what I heard, she wants to stay in Australia. Yes, but what she wants and what's going to happen are two different things. Because she is here and listed as a transitory person, which means she was here and allowed to be in the community for a period, whilst being out of the detention centre on Nauru for illegally attempting to enter the country. She's still going to be sent elsewhere, irrespective of what she wants. Not allowed to talk about food in chat unless you brought some for everyone. That was my fault, Nandor. I asked him what he was making. Hayden's craving a yay burger. If it weren't for the fact that the kid's home, I'd probably actually do it. I may make a trip out sometime this week. Need to go to bed, but you're all making me hungry. Sorry. It's called being human. Thank you. I appreciate that. Normally eat when I first wake up. Okay. Being lazy today. Fair enough. What's so super about the Super Bowl? Shouldn't you just call it bowl? Think we all have contradicted ourselves at least once in our lives, or at least changed our opinions. Yeah. New York City's giving illegal immigrants free bus tickets to the Canada border. I agree, criminal behaviour should not be rewarded. Does Australia have a naturalisation path for these people? It's a damn good question. Short answer is I don't know. I know that when people arrive here by boat, specifically they're sent to Nauru for, oh god, any number of years, because they're still able to escape the persecution of wherever they were coming from, but legally they're not supposed to set foot in Australia. Dylan, this is exactly, if you come here, come to be an American. They claim to be refugees, flee, but bring the same things they're leaving. Trying to change the new country is not assimilating. Yeah, that's one of my major issues that I have, Little Galaxy, with the whole multicultural versus multi-ethnic argument. I'm trying to remember exactly how I said it because people loved it and I want to put it on a t-shirt. But I had a rant about it 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I said something along the lines of, you didn't come here to bring the worst of your country. You came here to experience the best of ours. Or something along those lines. And I want to go back and clip that because I do want to put that on a t-shirt or something. I think there have to be... As for the naturalisation, I think there's got to be very specific circumstances for them to actually become like Australian citizens from entering the country illegally. Because they're very clear that they don't want to reward that. Like, they're very, very clear on that. If you came a day early, would it made a difference? Yes, actually, ironically, it would have. When can I come to Australia to get my free law degree? Actually, ironically, Tweety, you probably could do it whenever you wanted to. Hey, Jess is in chat. How you doing? No issue with legal immigration. Welcome to the struggle. Illegal, go back and try again correctly. That's basically what it boils down to, yeah. The UK did it years ago because they lost track of about 26,000 of them, so they let them start. Oh, Jesus. Play devil's advocate. We don't punish the child for the crimes of the parent. However, it's a punishment for the child if we punish the parents anyway, it seems. Yeah, look, as harsh as it seems, I do think that you're going to have to ignore the fact that it was the parent that put them on the boat. Are the Australians falsely under the same impression as the English that the safe and effective operation is over? I have no idea. Gonna need a little more context on that. I've got no idea. Put them on a boat with a mouth of food. Ugh. Meant the daughter, not the mum. It was a kid's choice. It wasn't a kid's choice. No. Kenna's border will be secured one way or another, even if it's some mad lad tree people placing hundreds of bear traps. It's simple enough. They should have to make a video denouncing their government and calling for it to be overthrown. They are then legit asylum seekers. Okay. It's mostly a workforce issue in the US. We don't have enough babies to replace the workforce. Okay. As a Muslim, I wouldn't appreciate Westerners immigrating to Indonesia or something and trying to push secular values. Exactly. It's exactly the same thing. It's literally... You come here to... You're coming here because you're trying to escape whatever you've left. You don't bring that shit with you. Must have gotten really good grades to get a scholarship. Not necessarily. That's the thing that annoyed me as well. She may have gotten a... It doesn't specify, so I may well be talking out my ass here. Certain universities offer full scholarships for certain backgrounds, for certain certain things that you can otherwise claim discrimination against, and all sorts of things, basically. So, I mean, it may well be that she got good grades. I can't say. They haven't specified it. They haven't said what the basis of the scholarship was. And if she got a scholarship on her grades, congratulations. That's a huge achievement. But it may well have been one put out by the university for other reasons. I have a question as to where the money for the scholarship came from. Was it government or privately funded? It doesn't specify. So, without knowing, I can't really answer that. I'd be very surprised if it was a government scholarship, because that process would have triggered off issues with the visa, frankly, is my understanding. Law is law. Yeah, but what are you supposed to do? Deport the parents and allow the children to stay? Just separating families. Biden declared a crackdown on immigration from country citizens that actually have a need of sanctuary. Really? Was that in between sniffings, or? Oh yeah, don't even get me started on that. There are like golden ticket visas if you I believe the exact terminology is provide a significant investment into Australia. People in the US aren't having kids because their standard of living is lower than that of their parents, is lower because of replacement labor. Diversity qualifications. I wasn't going to say it. Probably just wrote a college essay about being an immigrant because that's all it takes in the US today. Really? Lovely. Kind of feels really weird as a Republican these days. I'm not really against immigration. Thought the same, Hayden, but if you go to a lot of areas in Southern Cali, it looks like Tijuana now, dirty and Spanish on billboards and paper everywhere. Really? Oh. Classmate bragged that she had her US university, everything 100% funded, by lying about escaping oppressive South American country. Jesus. Wait, I can just buy Aussie citizenship? Yeah, I'm going to start a fund me real quick. Val, you're excluded and you know why. People in the US aren't having kids because the glorification of abortion, they made sure the cost was too much to support. Most conservatives aren't necessarily against immigration, we're just against illegal immigration. Exactly. I have no issues with people coming in here legitimately. I have no problems with people coming to Australia. Immigrating, assimilating into the country, contributing to the society as a whole rather than trying to tear it down and rebuild it into something that they specifically want. Another thing that isn't racist, I loved Kath and Kim. I'm glad you liked Kath and Kim. Could she get a visa to study? At this point, I don't know. I think probably because she came here illegally, this study visa would be not an option for her, which I think is probably why why certain members of parliament keep trying to intervene on her behalf. In his State of the Union, he named Cuba, Indonesia. Really? Dirty's fucking Southern Cali now? Oh, great. Hubby and I stood at Taco Bell for 20 minutes waiting for the only worker that spoke English because she was busy working, and the two in front were just standing there but didn't know English. I'm English, so if I want to go to Australia, I just have to commit a bunch of crimes and they'll ship me over. No, we stopped that immigration policy about 10 years ago. Now if you do that, we ship you off to New Zealand. Oh, shit. All right, let me just double check if there's anything else here, because I've been going for 2.5... Oh, shit, I gotta cover this. Police charge 13-year-old boy with attempted murder after allegedly stabbing at a Moonda store. A 13-year-old has been charged with attempted murder over an alleged stabbing at the Harris Scarf store in the Hobart suburb of Moona on Friday afternoon. The teenager has also been charged with aggravated armed robbery and assault. A 15-year-old has been charged with aggravated robbery and assault. Police said one of the alleged victims remains in hospital in a critical but stable condition. You must share our common tongue. Another person was treated at the scene for minor injuries. Police say they were called to the store just after midday after reports of a disturbance in the store. They said the incident escalated outside where the alleged stabbing occurred. After a police search involving a helicopter, the youths were found in nearby Lutana and were arrested at about 1:45 p.m. They're expected to face court today. In a statement overnight, police urged the public not to share video of the incident circulating on social media. Several witnesses have been interviewed, but anyone who saw the incident is asked to contact the police. So, yeah. Blade-related homicides up per the FBI's database. I can't say I'm shocked. Ban assault knives. So, yeah. Australians happy to see New Zealand's Jacinta removed from the spotlight. The trouble is, Jacinta was sort of glorified in the media here. Australia treats New Zealand like England treats Wales, even the same sheep jokes. That is true. Has there been an increase in knife crimes lately? It kind of feels like there has. I haven't looked at the statistics, Tweety, but it kind of feels like there has. So, wanted to get a visa to come to Australia and open a business, but they said didn't want someone opening a business that planned on selling select fire ARs to anybody. Yeah, no, Jim, that would get you on a list, actually. Alleged that is annoying when it's all but known for certain. Mm-hmm. And see, the other annoying thing is, guys, how many of these cases have I covered this morning where they've all been under the age of 15 and whatnot, and yet they want to raise the age of criminal responsibility? It's a 13-year-old that stabbed somebody and committed armed robbery. If they raise the age of criminal responsibility to 14 or 15, the kid would get a slap on the wrist and be put into a diversion program, which, you know, might not be the worst thing, but there'd be no real punishment for it, and there'd be no real consequences. I'm sorry, but if you're already at a point where you're stealing and stabbing someone in broad daylight, then I'm sorry, but you need some ramifications to knock you off that particular path. Given a few stabbing the ladies at 13, thank God I'm not on trial. Jesus, just cause. Don't think you can stab someone at 13 and not have lifelong issues? Oh. Start a business selling track pants, weed vapes, and switchblades. You'd make a killing amongst the Australian youth. Well, that or the pants that hang around your ankles. That works too. Word allegedly helps avoid slander lawsuits. That is true. Yeah, look, until they're convicted, you still got to use the word allegedly, unfortunately. If you're doing those things, you need Jesus, and I'm not religious. Bad man with a meat sword. Okay. Oh, shit. And then we've got a 17-year-old that's allegedly charged over a gang rape, drug cases, teen driver in a fatal crash facing new charges. Oh, and I didn't even talk about Alec Baldwin. Hang on. Shit, I forgot about this. Oh, it's a 4-minute video. Hang on. Alec Baldwin's legal team has filed a new motion to remove a firearm sentencing enhancement in the charges brought against him, claiming it is unconstitutionally based on a law passed after the shooting on the Rust set. Prosecutors claimed a basic legal error by charging Mr. Baldwin under a version of the firearm enhancement statute that did not exist on the date of the accident. The court filing from Baldwin's attorney said, yeah, accident. Does the Australian military need chaplains? Always. If they want to lower the voting age, they can lower the age of being charged as an adult. Absolutely. This does sound like a bit of a fuck-up. However, the Santa Fe District's Attorney's Office proclaimed that Baldwin and his attorneys were attempting to distract from the negligence and reckless disregard for safety that led to the death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins. That's fine, but if you fucked up, you need to fix that. Baldwin's attorneys argued that the firearms enhancement was not part of the law when the fatal shooting of Hutchins occurred, and that he could not be legally punished retroactively. Were the laws in place prior to the charges being issued against him, though? New Zealand's banning smoking, by the way. Oh, yeah, we saw that. Yeah. Didn't exist before I made the need for it to exist, so therefore it doesn't apply to me. Prefer my chaplains to be named Charlie. Fair enough. Baldwin did the shooting, making them bring in the law. Don't let Baldwin anywhere near my Smith & Weston. Apparently, you can be retroactively charged with something in the US. Okay. Legal experts explained to Fox News Digital why Baldwin's defense chose to file this motion. The government can't pass a law and retroactively punish someone under that law. The judge is likely going to toss that enhancement, and so Baldwin is just looking at a maximum sentence of 18 months in jail. Baldwin is facing less of a legal risk, so he has a lot of leverage going into the trial. Okay. Excuse me. The original law that was on the books was very specific to the way that defined brandishing, and Baldwin was clearly not in violation of that law, or he would have been charged as such, said Ted Spaulding, a personal injury lawyer to Fox News Digital. Prosecutors were likely searching for something similar that they could charge him with when they found the newer version of the law that interestingly has a harsher sentence of 5 years and looked like something they could win at trial. The only issue is the bill, which was passed months after the shooting took place. The laws cannot be retroactively applied. Interesting. There's specific ways of making laws retroactively apply here in Australia. I'm assuming that there's something in the Constitution that prevents that. Something I might need to ask. Actually, maybe I can ask Kurt about that or something. Every time the native tribes here in Canada occupy something, they always get it back since the government here won't use violence and they give up the natives, won't compromise or anything. Okay. Arbitrary, usually depending on the law. Projectile dysfunction is a medical condition, or is it not? Most auto no comes from classification. Manslaughter charge then, easy upgrade. Baldwin recently made a change to the way he drinks alcohol. He only does shots. Oh, that was good. That was good. I'm gonna give you that. Is it the same law but amended or a new law? From my understanding, it's amended. New filing comes days after Baldwin's legal team argued that the special prosecutor, Andrea Reeb, should be disqualified from the impending trial. The motion obtained by Fox News Digital argued that Reeb could not simultaneously serve as special prosecutor and a member of the New Mexico House of Representatives. Doing so vests two core powers in different branches, legislative and prosecuting, in the same person, and thus barred by the plain language of Article 3 of the New Mexico Constitution. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Damn, he does not look great. Suckerfish needs to be convicted and sent to jail. Alec Baldwin irks me. Single native with a trailer successfully closed a major provincial park for months, costing millions in lost revenue. Jesus. Think it's something to sue with equal protection. Oh, okay. Alright, if you're going to delete it, I'll come back to it later. Assuming that it was in the process of being implemented before the shooting happened, it could apply. Maybe. A guilty conscience can wear on you. Yeah, that's probably why he looks like shit. Asked how much whiskey, one shot, he gave it to them. Didn't Baldwin also say no Republicans can be judge or jury or prosecutors? He's grasping at straws. Article 1, Section 9, no bill of attainder or ex post facto law shall be passed. Okay, excellent. Thank you, Donna. I stand behind Alec Baldwin, as should we all. I don't know. I don't know that standing behind him is enough. I personally would rather stand behind a barricade. The term claimed having Reeb served in both positions could create a precedent that distorts the legislative process. Were the arrangement here approved by the courts, future district attorneys could seek to curry favour with legislators who control their budgets by appointing them to high-profile cases, distorting the legislative process. Oh, fuck off. Who's going to lead the Film Actives Guild if he goes down? Matt Damon. I'm sorry, I couldn't. It was just the first thing that popped into my mind. We have Eric Baldwin. Of course it's getting clipped. America, fuck yeah. Gonna save the motherfucking day, yeah, America. 30 Rock actor was charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter on January 31 in connection with the death of Helena Hutchins. The cinematographer died on October 21 after a gun Baldwin was holding fired on the set of Rust in New Mexico. Oh, what's this video? "37 minutes? Fuck that!"
Okay.
He is set to make his first court appearance on February 24. He could appear virtually during the hearing, which will be live streamed on YouTube. I'm not going to bother with that. I'll probably still be going with the Triple X case, but let's face it, we all know you guys are going to be watching Bronco or Nick on that one. Going into montage. The others in this case charged with the same charges as Baldwin since it was negligence from them as well. That's a damn good question. I don't know. I haven't paid that much attention. I just brought this one up because it was on the news this morning. They didn't charge him for battery or recklessly endangerment with a deadly weapon for the second person he shot. They should have charged everyone for everyone in the vicinity. No clips to your job. Shouldn't be allowed to use anything other than a rubber gun that when he's filming now. Proved he can't be trusted to check a real one. That's why they always have to grandfather people in who know certain items when they try to make them illegal to own. Okay. Could have Ricky Gervais in the role? Isn't Drake on the 24th? He's supposed to be showing up on the 24th for a deposition. Otherwise, he's in court on the 27th for contempt. I'm going to laugh so hard if he doesn't show up for either of those and they issue an arrest warrant for contempt. If he's convicted of gun crime, it would be legal for him to ever handle a firearm again. Okay. Prosecutors laid out the case against Baldwin in specific detail in the probable cause statement released on the 31st of January. Ooh. I'll read that later. His deviation from known standards, practice, and protocol directly caused the fatal death of Hutchins, the document states. By not receiving the required training for firearms, not checking the firearm with the armourer, letting the armourer leave the firearm in the church without being present, deviating from the practice of of only accepting the firearm from the armourer, not dealing with safety complaints on the set, or making sure safety meetings were held, putting his finger on the trigger of a real firearm when a replica or rubber gun should have been used, pointing the firearm at Hutchins and Sousa, and the overall handling of the firearms in a negligent manner. He acted with willful disregard for the safety of others and in a manner which endangered other people, specifically Hutchins and Sousa, who got shot as a result. How long's this one? 18 seconds? Okay, there's nothing there. What was that? Baldwin should only be given a gun that has a flag that pops out and says bang. Yeah, except then it'd be like the Mr. Burns one, where it actually shoots the flag and it stabs Smithers. Yes, please don't forget to like the stream, guys. Never trust someone that says it's not loaded. It's not loaded when I've checked that it's not loaded. Damn straight. You never, ever treat... Okay, always treat every weapon as if it is loaded. You never point a gun at anyone or anything that you don't intend to kill. And you keep your fucking finger off the trigger. Jesus Christ. It's not that difficult. I don't know guns, and even I know the basic gun safety like that. So, wouldn't let him have a water pistol. Alrighty. Alright. Alrighty-o. Alright, guys, I'm going to get the hell out of here because it's 11:20 on Sunday and I really got some shit to do. So, as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hugely appreciate it. And, yeah, there'll be a show tomorrow. We'll be back on the XXX Tentacion trial on Monday. Really excited to see exactly what happens in the first couple of hours. It'll be interesting to see whether or not Mr. Mob Moss looking lawyer decides to what he intends to do, so we'll certainly see. But yeah, as always, guys, stay healthy, wealthy, wise, and remember, you yourself are not a piece of shit. Your life has value and you contribute to society. I'll catch you on the flip side, guys. Have a good day. Where's the button? Where's the button? Okay, where are we? So, we've got the poll. I shall end the poll. So that's ended. That should show the results. I'll just double check whether or not anyone else is live so I can bump the YouTube guys over. Otherwise, thank you very much to the 28 people still watching on Rumble. And Creator Suite. Content. Live. And customization. Redirect. Alright. Do you want to go watch Kurt play Hogwarts, or do you want to watch Radix Verum? Anyone got any preferences? Kurt? Okay. Radix? Okay, now you're going to have to make your mind up. Okay, we've got two for Kurt. Alright, I'll send you off to watch Kurt. Make up your mind. It's like one of those scenes from a Marvel film. That's exactly what it is. That's why I do this. Alright, we got 3 for Radix. Alright. Alright, guys. Make sure you let her know that I sent you over, and have fun. Saving that. Oh, Alex, if you want to go watch Kurt, you can watch Kurt. I'll throw his link in the chat if it makes it easier. Actually, you know what? We'll do that. That way people can make their own mind up. I'm gonna bump it over to Radix, but I will put Kurt's link in the chat. And at some point, Tug really needs to just open up his redirect. In which case, would have sent you all over there. Oh, he's only just started too. As in, he's only just started the game. There you go. There's Kurt. And I'm going to end the stream. All right, guys. Adios. Stream is ended.